Hello, good morning, and thank you for joining us. Welcome. This is Breakfast Daily on Channel One Television. And boy, there's a lot going on within the news cycle this morning. So much happening on the economic front, on the social front, food and agriculture, politics. The NPP is intensifying its campaign to elect a flag bearer. And so there's so much going on. We'll do our best to look into it this morning. But thank you so much for joining us. I am Nanatufo Boateng, and it's an absolute pleasure to come your way with the best breakfast on television. Now, let's remind you that we are still in the month of October. It is Pink October, and so we're creating awareness on breast cancer. We're celebrating breast cancer awareness this month, and we're asking that you join us, get tested, be aware, take action, because early detection leads to prevention. All right, so be on the lookout for lumps, for pains in your breast. Get tested, get checked for both male and female. In fact, the men, we should be interested in checking, all right, getting tested the more, because we underplay the fact that men can also get breast cancer. We think it's a female thing. We need to break that myth, and so it's important that we all get tested within this month of October. So let's take it serious. Let's prioritize testing or getting checked so that we're able to take some action in this regard. It is important that you are aware, and it's equally important that you take action regarding breast cancer. It is the month of October. We've dubbed it Pink October, and we're creating awareness on breast cancer. This disease should not be allowed to be taking lives as many as it does in this day and age. So early detection is quite important as it leads to prevention. So be on the lookout, be aware, and take action. All right, now let's also remind you that the month of October is also Cybersecurity Awareness Month. And so we're creating awareness on cybersecurity. We're asking that you stay informed, stay updated, stay current regarding new trends of cybercrime, cyber fraud, cyber scam, cyber theft. You need to be aware of the modus operandi of these scammers online. These thieves. Yes, that's what they are, basically, online. So you need to be aware of how they operate, and of course, to be able to, if you like, understand what it is, their strategy is, so that you don't fall victim to any of these criminals online. So please be aware, and of course, take charge of your, if you like, your navigation of the cyberspace. Stay with us here on Breakfast Daily on Channel One TV as we roll out a series of engagements with experts and analysts regarding cybersecurity. They'll be teaching you a thing or two regarding your password setting, regarding, if you like, your domains, your IPs, and of course, the modus operandi of these scammers online. So be on the lookout and stay with us here on Breakfast Daily live on Channel One Television, so you can have all the details in order to protect yourself while online. We call it a safer you, because we want to ensure that you, I, and everyone else remain safe within the cyberspace. I mean, there's no telling that this is the times that we are in, and these are the trends that we have come to, if you like, experience. And so we cannot do away with technology. We cannot do away with the internet. In fact, we cannot do away with the cyberspace. So it behoves on you and I to remain safe within that space. So stay with us here for the Safer You on Breakfast Daily as we engage analysts and experts within the cybersecurity space to update you on some current trends of cybercrime, cyber fraud, cyber theft, and cyber scam. All right. Grateful for your time this morning. Now, guess what? Today is October 16th, and guess what day it is? Today marks World Food Day. World Food Day. It doesn't mean eat fufu in the morning, fufu in the afternoon, fufu in the evening. No. I mean, we dedicate the day to celebrate access, or to ensure everyone has access to food in order to do away with food security. But you see, in my motherland, Ghana, as for us, we are too wise. So we have decided to destroy everything that God has bestowed us with. We have decided to destroy every single gift that the Lord has given us. You see, when He created us, He said that we should dominate the earth and have dominion over everything on the earth. So we have power over everything on the earth. What are we using that power for? To destroy the same earth that the good Lord has given to us. And so today, we have Galamsey destroying our foods. We are being told that there's mercury, there's lead, heavy metals in our food, the deposits of chemicals in our soil as a result of illegal mining. And we are sitting there playing the ostrich We are pretending we don't see what is happening. We're pretending we cannot stop what is happening. And you see, it will lead to food insecurity in this country. We had to deal with drought last year or so. And that one, if you like, you can blame nature. But I tell you what, a chunk of that is man-made. Because you and I are contributing to climate change. You and I are destroying the environment. And so rainfall patterns have changed. Our seasons, our climate or weather seasons have changed. So you're experiencing more sunlight within a period where you're not supposed to experience sunlight. And then you're having heavy rainfalls within a period where you're supposed to be enjoying sunlight. And so farmers now are even unable to plan. There was a scheduled cropping season where farmers know that we are planting within this period of the year, and by this time we're harvesting. All that is changing now as a result of the irresponsibility of you and I, the destruction of the environment that we continue to engage in. And so perhaps it is time that we sit back, take a critical look at the level of devastation we're causing, take a critical look at the threats that are imminent in our own activities. If it's not galamsey, it is poor sanitation. If it's not poor sanitation, it is emission of fossils into the air pollution, water pollution, land degradation, forest destruction. Are we sure we have the future of this country at heart? What kind of future, what kind of tomorrow are we securing for the next generation? Or is it always about the next election? Can we think rationally as human beings for once? Today is World Food Day to ensure access to food for everyone. But today you go to even food growing areas and residents that don't have food. You go to farming communities and the roads are as terrible as anything. And so before food is carted from the farm to the market, the prices have gone up. And then you and I will come and sit in Accra and make noise, do politics with inflation. Meanwhile, the simple things that we're supposed to do, it gets difficult being a Ghanaian sometimes. It really gets difficult being a Ghanaian sometimes. But we pray that the wisdom that the good Lord gave to Solomon, at least a quarter of it will fall on some of our leaders, so that they begin to be rational in their thoughts and be holistic with their approach and stop this self-serving, parochial interest type of politics, type of governance that we're doing in this country. Over the years, successive governments have inherited same problems, and it's like a spinning wheel, or if like a cycle, vicious cycle, we go round the same thing. How is it that Ghana, with all the vast arable land that we have, we're unable to produce enough to feed ourselves and to export? Do you know how much money is committed to importing poultry, chicken, frozen chicken? The thing gets here, you bite into it and it's like powder because it spent how many months on the sea? We can do better. We can do better. So even as we're marking or observing World Food Day, I mean, the call is for all of us to put our shoulders to the wheel. Recently, we saw the glut in onions, tomatoes, rice, just name it, because there was no plan for processing. At what stage are we with agro-processing? We're growing cocoa every day. We're making noise about farm gate prices and all, but we're still exporting raw cocoa beans. What happened to value addition? What happened to ensuring that there's growth in every single stage of the value chain? We can do better as a people. We shouldn't observe World Food Day next year and the story should be the same. At least we should see some growth, some improvement, and of course, some security regarding food in this country. I think if we grow what we eat, we'll have enough to export, and that, of course, is revenue generation for the states, for the government, for the farmers, and of course, every other player along the value chain. Peace, shalom. Now, talk about, if you like, growing what we eat in this country. I'll take you to the Northern region, where on the 26th and the 25th of October, we're having the Northern Business Fair. It is the ultimate shop for everything Ghana, all right? So you need to be there to experience Ghanaian ingenuity, Ghanaian productivity, Ghanaian services, Ghanaian goods, Ghanaian wares, Ghanaian innovation, Ghanaian technology, all right? So be part of the Northern Business Fair. And to do so, you'd have to call us on 0205 973 973. 0205 973 973. Call us and register now and be part of the Northern Business Fair. It's happening on the 25th and 26th of October 2025 from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. each day. It's a 2-day event. It's brought to you by Channel One TV and 97.3 City FM, and it's proudly sponsored by EcoBank, Side Hustle, Ghana Export Promotion Authority, and the Ghana Enterprises Agency. So we're saying thank you to our sponsors, EcoBank. Thank you to our sponsor, Side Hustle. Thank you to the Ghana Export Promotion Authority. And of course, thank you to the Ghana Enterprises Agency. So if you're into food and packaging, manufacturing services, you're an NGO, you're into craft, textiles and apparels, if you are fast-moving consumer goods, that's the FMCGs, be part of the Northern Business Fair 2025, happening on the 25th and 26th of October 2025 at the Tamale Sports Stadium. Call 0205 973 973 to register now. 0205 973 973 and register to be part of the Northern Business Fair. While you are at it, you would also want to go onto the Google Play Store to download the Channel One News app. That's where you get all the information, all the news, the relevant, accurate, factual news stories on the Channel One News app. It's hosted on the Google Play Store. Quite simple, user-friendly. The interface is easy to access and to navigate. And so download the Channel One News app from the Google Play Store and stay updated, stay current, and of course have access to all the relevant, factual, and accurate information. All right, thank you so much. Now, let me bring you the front page of the Ghanaian Times as we delve into the newspapers this morning. Front page says, establish Rice Development Board for active state intervention to transform sector. So that's what I'm talking about. We need to institute measures along the various stages of the food chain, the value addition and all. So this one, IFS, that's the Institute for Fiscal Studies, is calling on government to establish a Rice Development Board for active state intervention to transform the sector. All right, good call there. Now, you've noticed that a lot of people have caught cold, a lot of people have caught some sort of flu. There's been a lot of coughing and sore throats, if you like. Well, the Ghana Health Service is warning of an influenza outbreak and is asking for vigilance to curb the spread. All right. So that's from the Ghana Health Service. Influenza outbreak. GHS calls for vigilance to curb spread. When you move on, Minority Leader advocates inclusion of legally binding CSR clauses in contracts. Minority Leader advocates inclusion of legally binding CSR clauses in contracts. Men must take interest in breast cancer education to help combat disease. Oh, you are. That's what I mentioned earlier. Men must take interest in breast cancer education to help combat disease. Please, it says breast cancer education. Don't go and do otherwise. Breast cancer education, helping the awareness creation, helping propagating the gospel of breast cancer. So men must be interested in breast cancer education to help combat the disease. And then you have court discharges businessman accused in Ahmed Swale murder trial. Court discharges businessman accused in Ahmed Swale murder trial. So that's it for the Ghanaian Times. A few stories on the back page as well. ECOWAS trains 200 Ghanaian youth in ICT program. And then you have enhanced public awareness to combat climate change. That's from the NDPC, National Development Planning Commission. All right, so that's the Ghanaian Times newspaper for today. Let's go into the Chronicle. The Chronicle is saying that Educhum is NPP's best hope for 2028 comeback. That's according to Thomas Kusi Boafo. Educhum, that's Dr. Yao Osei Educhum, former education minister and an NPP flag bearer hopeful, is NPP's best hope for 2028 comeback, according to Thomas Kusi Boafo. Brian suggests freeze mining for 90 days. Brian suggests freeze mining for 90 days. So that's Brian the Champion, doctor, former agric minister and an aspirant for the flag bearership of the New Patriotic Party, NPP. He is giving some advice regarding the fight against illegal mining. And he says, freeze mining for 90 days. All right, let's get into our scripture for today. Hebrews 11:1. Hebrews chapter 11, verse number 1. Now faith is the assurance of things hoped for, the conviction of things not seen. Faith is the assurance of things hoped for, the conviction of things not seen. This is the word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. All right, Daily Guide is here. What's the Daily Guide newspaper saying? NPP flag bearer race, candidates in fierce battle. NPP flag bearer race, candidates in fierce battle. And then you have pictures of all 5 aspirants on the front page. So Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, Kennedy Ejapong, Dr. Yao Osei Educhum, Dr. Brian Echampong, and Kwabna Ejay Ejapong. All 5 of them captured here on the front page of the Daily Guide newspaper. And the story says, NPP flag bearer race, candidates in fierce battle. Jirapa CEO's murder. Elisha Mahama gets life in prison. So you know the suspect in that the murder of the CEO of that hotel has been sentenced to life in prison. The sentence was handed down yesterday, and he's expected to serve life in prison at the maximum prison in the central region, Ankafo. So that's it there. Hopefully this brings finality to the matter. Hopefully the family of the late CEO gets some justice and some closure following this conviction and sentencing. Now, in other stories, minority raises red flag over AT Telecel merger. Minority raises red flag over AT Telecel merger. Well, the Minister for Communication has clarified that there's no merger. It's a reconstruction, all right? And so there's no merger between Telecel and AT. That's according to Samuel Nate George, the Minister for Communication. Daddy Lumba kids not into widows fight. Daddy Lumba kids not into widows fight. I don't know what is becoming of the legacy of the legend, but if possible, there should be some intervention in this matter. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. All right, the Daybreak newspaper is here. It says, Bawumia ready to lead NPP, says track record sacrifices show. Bawumia ready to lead NPP, says track record and sacrifices show. Then you have Bahama host Grenada president on Friday. Simple question, is Impact Technologies free from prosecution in the National Service Authority scandal? That's a question on the front page of the Daybreak newspaper. Then you have Galamsey fight. Brian Echampong demands 90-day mining pause. Galamsey fight. Brian Echampong demands 90-day mining pause. And then GNFS demands feeding fees from personnel. Oh, Ghana National Fire Service demands feeding fees from personnel. Okay, so that's on the front page of the Daybreak newspaper. I'm going to take you online and bring you some stories from our web portals. I'm starting off with channel1newsonline.com. channel1newsonline.com. Let's look at some of the stories that we're leading with this morning. Agenda 111, government to continue projects above 70%, adopt PPP for the rest. That's according to Kwabna Minta Akando. He is the Minister for Health. And then also, he says financial clearance, no allocation made, cabinet approval unavoidable. Again, Kwabna Minta Akando, the health minister, speaking there. So actually, he was in a conversation with Bernard Avle on the Point of View show here on Channel 1 TV last night. And these are some of the stories culled out of that particular interview. So we'll be seeing more of the health minister on our web portals this morning. So 2 stories that I've brought you already from that interview. First one says Agenda 111, government to continue projects above 70% and adopt PPP for the rest. Then again, he says on the matter of financial clearance, recall that the minority was saying that the minister did not need to seek cabinet approval for or to be able to pay salaries owed health workers. He has explained that there was no allocation made, and so cabinet approval was unavoidable. This is in relation to financial clearance for the payment of salaries owed health workers. All right, let's move on to some other stories. Focus on fair competition, not a backdoor deal. Davis Opoku Ansah, or Davis Ansah Opoku, that's OPK, Member of Parliament from Praeso in the Eastern Region, speaking to Minister for Communication, Digital Technology and Innovation, Samuel Nartey George. He says, focus on fair competition, not a backdoor deal. Davis Ansah Opoku to Sam George. Okay. Any NPP flag bearer can defeat NDC in 2028. That's according to Sylvester Tete. Sylvester Tete. He himself is looking to become General Secretary of the NPP. Yesterday, he was on Eyewitness News, the Point Blank, on 97.3 City FM. And he says any NPP flag bearer can defeat the NDC in 2028. So that's Sly, Sylvester Tete speaking there. Now, in Manso Nyankomanse, we understand that the town has erupted in protest after military clash injures 5. So Manso Nyankomanse erupts in protest after military clash injures 5. Let's bring you some other stories. I won't accept defeat while counting is ongoing. That's according to Kennedy Ohene Ejapong, NPP flag bearer aspirant. This one, if you know, you know. I won't accept defeat while counting is ongoing. If you know, you know. So it's fine. Let's leave it there. Now, in Obuasi, a toddler and 5 others hit by stray bullets amid chieftaincy jubilation. The story is quite sad, quite disturbing. And we need to, if like, enforce regulation on the firing of musketry during some of these traditional festivities. This actually was not a festival. We understand there was a chieftaincy dispute. One faction had won the dispute. And so in jubilation, there was some firing of gun, and stray bullets hit a toddler and 5 others. We understand 3 have been treated and discharged, and 2 referred for emergency care. It's quite disturbing, and we need to look at the regulations surrounding same and enforce them. All right, Telecel's $400 million debt undermines viability of AT takeover. That's according to the minority. And then you have discontinuation of Ahmed Swale case, blow to Ghana's international reputation. As an aide to Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia Kwesi Jr. speaking there. AT Telecel deal, stop the unholy marriage. That's the minority making that demand. Then you have Tamale set to host Northern Business Fair 2025, a celebration of innovation and enterprise. Like I said, absolutely, that's what it is. Ultimately, it's a celebration of Ghanaian ingenuity. And so we want to see you there on the 25th and the 26th of October 2025 at the Tamale Sports Stadium in the Northern region for this ultimate Ghanaian experience from up north. We'll see you there. Ahmed Swale, defense lawyer, hails AG's move to discontinue prosecution. And then you have Ghana's economic stability at risk if gold prices fall. Fitch Solutions warns. Now let me take you to citynewsroom.com. Citynewsroom.com. Also some stories from that interview with the health minister. Ghana could face 180,000 unemployed health professionals by 2028. Oi. Ghana could face 180,000 unemployed health professionals by 2028. That's according to the health minister, Kwabena Minta Akando. Economy could outperform IMF, World Bank forecast. Economy could outperform IMF and World Bank forecast. That's according to Professor Peter Korte of ISE. Mahama to host Grenada Prime Minister for bilateral talks on Friday. And then you have Ghana needs 6 billion cedis to employ 74,000 unemployed health workers. That's according to Akando. Akufo-Addo government made no budget for over 13,000 nurses recruited in 2024. Again, the health minister speaking. Murderer of Jirapa Dubai. Okay, murderer of Jirapa Dubai owner sentenced to life imprisonment. So yes, you have details of these stories and several others on our web portals, channel1newsonline.com as well as citynewsroom.com. But this morning, we're saying happy birthday to the evergreen, beautiful, fearless, bold, and hardworking Jifa Cletus Akaneyene. She's a Mrs. and she is with the ECG Sub Transmission HR office at Makola. Message says, we celebrate you on the special occasion of your birthday today and pray that Elroy continues to fulfill all your dreams and aspirations. We love and appreciate you dearly and wish you a festive and joyous day celebrated in love. Cheers to you, Jifa. And this is from your dear friends and work colleagues, Bernard and Hannah. Congratulations and a happy birthday to you, Jifa. God bless you. This is Breakfast Daily here on Channel One Television. Stay with us. We'll take a break here. When we come back, we begin the news review segment.
This October, Northern Ghana takes center stage. Get ready for the Northern Business Fair 2025, the ultimate one-stop shop for everything made in Ghana in the Savannah, Northern, Northeast, Upper East, and Upper West regions. From hand-woven smocks and intricate crafts to modern manufacturing, innovative packaging of made-in-Ghana products, and thriving homegrown businesses, it's a vibrant celebration of talent, innovation, and authenticity. Brought to you by Channel One TV and 97.3 CDFM, it's the biggest trade fair showcasing Kenyan SMEs, startups, research bodies, and indigenous brands making waves across the nation. It's happening on Saturday the 25th and Sunday the 26th of October 2025 at the Tamale Sports Stadium. The time is 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. daily. Want to exhibit? Call 0205-973-973 today and book your space. Don't just hear about it, see it, experience it, and live it. The Northern Business Fair, your market, your connections, your growth. The Northern Business Fair 2025 is powered by Channel One TV and 97.3 CDFM and is proudly sponsored by EcoBank, Side Hustle, the Ghana Enterprises Agency, and the Ghana Export Promotion Authority.
Uncle are almost here.
Wait a minute. This one too, your friend Kwame.
Wait, Kwame? As in the same Kwame again?
Yes, Mommy.
I'm the second coming. Into all this tension just to reintroduce that broke boy from Kaswa.
Why would you deceive the family like this again?
Now I understand the whole delay. Troll from Kaswa. Why wouldn't he be late? Or be late?
Of course.
Star 712 hash, star 712 hash. Yeah, you go be the luckiest. Copy from Georgia be luckiest. From not the pure cause she be luckiest. Yeah, you go be luckiest. No matter why you're lucky. Everybody go be that luckiest.
That's Kwame!
Send your God the apple boom. If you're poor, what's that? So would the coming of the son of man be. Is that his car?
Dial star 712 hash. Choose your ticket. Enter your lucky number. Follow the prompts and let destiny handle the rest.
This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
Grateful that you chose us. This is Breakfast Daily here on Channel One Television. It's time for the news review segment. As I mentioned earlier, a lot is happening on the media front. So much to discuss this morning, and so we're going to delve straight into it. Elvis Darko is here. He's the news editor for the News Center newspaper, as well as newscenter.com. Elvis, good morning. Good to have you.
Good morning.
Right. There's a lot happening, especially within the political front. The NPP is, if like, counting down to its presidential primary on January 31, 2026, and all 5 aspirants have hit the ground running, campaigning and canvassing votes across the length and breadth of the country. We're going to look at some of the things that have been said during their campaigns and, of course, have a conversation around them. We'll start off with the camp of Kennedy Ohene Ejapong. He says, let's get connected. And, of course, yesterday he spoke and says that he won't accept defeat while counting is ongoing. Elvis, this one, if you know, you know. Kennedy Ejapong says he won't accept defeat while counting is ongoing. We all know who he's referring to.
Well, for me, I don't know the basis for why he's saying that. When counting is going on, it's not the time people are now going to vote. People have voted already. So the counting, I don't know how it's going to change the outcome of the results. And when you talk about counting, every party have their own representatives there. So long as we are a serious party, you have a rep from the polling station to the collation center, and you police the entire process. And mind you, the NPP as a party always, at least from 2013, after the court case, have been able to establish a very robust collation system.
Indeed.
That
An internal one.
by the time it's about 10 p.m., midday, or the following day after voting, they already know the final outcome of their votes. Right. And they are clear in their mind whether they've won or they've lost. And as a result of that, within the party hierarchy at the top, they know that they won or they lost at any election. And therefore, if you are the presidential candidate and your internal collation clearly shows that you've lost an election, and you decide that you will not concede unless the Electoral Commission makes the final determination, that is your choice. But you see, you have to look at the mood of the country at the time. Indeed. If the mood of the country shows that once you know that you've lost, but you are refusing to concede, and that creates the impression to your supporters as though you have won or you have any chance
Or something untoward
had been done, and there is problem, it can create chaos in this country. Because for your supporters, they will not know that you have lost the election. True. Because they don't have the benefit of getting to know at the top that internal coalition has shown that you've lost the election. Yeah. And therefore, when you do not release the result of your internal election, as they did in 2024, because they knew they lost the elections, so they did not do what they did in 2016 or 2020, where once they realized that they've won, they immediately released the results to know that they've won. They didn't do that in 2024 because they realized that they lost the election. The NDC also did not release their own internal collation. And therefore, everybody claiming that they are the winner. Yes. And their supporters started misbehaving. It's important that you prioritize the country. So long as within your internal coalition you know that you've lost. If you consider defeat, I think you help the nation. If you refuse to concede and there's chaos and people get injured, killed, and at the end of the day, Electoral Commission says you've lost, and you knew this and didn't declare it, and it has led to loss of lives or injury, the question, what will be the benefit to the nation? True. What will it be to the benefit for the nation? So for me, I think, considering how the Electoral Commission delays in collating, especially in what we saw in 2024, it's in the best interest of the country for political parties who have done their internal collation to be able to come up and say, look, per our coalition, this is what we have. Because they have the pink sheets. And the reason theirs is so fast is that they are not waiting for any confirmation and signature by anybody. Once they have the pink sheet from the polling station, they take screenshots and then they quickly send to their coalition centers. So they are able to collect the votes that they've actually garnered before the electoral commission. Because the electoral commission, after both parties have policed the process and after the counting and everything, now everybody who is there in terms of representing political party now to sign the pink sheet.
Right.
And then when the pink sheet are signed and say polling station A, this is the result. Electoral commission has not done the compilation. Now it has to move to a collation center.
Right.
Now to go and collect the individual pink sheets in each constituency put together in order to be able to determine who really has won.
Right.
Before the electoral commission will do that, for the parties they have done already. So it's normal that a party will really get to know their result long before the electoral commission declares results. And if you look at the time that the Dr. Bawumia conceded the defeat, that was almost like 48 hours after voting. 48 hours after voting before he considered defeat. So obviously, there was nothing that was going to change, whether he had waited or not. But if you look at the tension in the country at the time, if you look at some miscreants in the name of political party going around misbehaving, the concession was the right thing to do. And for me, I think that every political party should develop that culture to say that so long as we have our own internal coalition system, and we have all the pink sheets from our own representative from the polling station, that this is what we signed as the result from each polling station, and you collated and realize that you have lost, there is nothing wrong in letting your supporters know that we fought the fight.
True.
But per our internal coalitions, this is what has happened to us. It reduces the tension, it protects the country, it gives all of us that hope that our democracy is getting to a point where losers will easily concede. In any serious democracy, that is what happens. Once a candidate realizes that they've lost an election, they don't wait for the electoral authority to come and do the declaration before. They quickly pick a phone and call and concede and say, look, from what has happened so far, we believe that we've lost the election. You are the winner, and let's move on. So for me, we shouldn't prioritize individual egos, needs, and interest over the nation. Because you, the candidate who is at the top, you knew from your internal college that this is the state of the election. This is what has come up. Why is it difficult for you to communicate that to your supporters? That until the electoral commission speak, you will not say. When you know very well that the electoral commission's processes will take a longer time than your internal process. Why is it that you have the information and you think that you have the right to keep it away? You have the right to keep it away from your supporters and keep them apprehensive. I think that if you want to manage your supporters, their emotions and everything, it's better for you to communicate to them early. But if you have the results, your internal coalition as a candidate, when they collate, you are the first person that gets to know what is there. You actually are always with them in the coalition room to know how things are going. So I find it difficult for anybody to suggest that once you know that you have lost, and every indication shows that there is tension in the country, even your own supporters are getting apprehensive, then you decide that the information you have from your own internal processes, you keep it away from your supporters. Are you being fair to the supporters? Are you being fair to those who really will be apprehensive, thinking that maybe they have won and something is going on toward that is why the electoral commission is delaying? When you, the candidate, you are very much aware that your own coalition shows that you have lost. I think that we should understand that democracy, in whatever way, one will win, one will lose. And if you know that you've lost and you can declare early and reduce the tension, people will not get injured. People will not go fighting. Because see, when you don't concede, even though you know you have lost, and your statements and other things create the impression to your supporters as if you are winning, and there is tension, the possibility of the two main party supporters fighting each other, resulting in injury and possible death are high. Because then everyone will say, no, I am winning, this person I'm winning, and then the accusation we all know, against the issue that they are trying to rig election for one party or the other, can make your supporters even go into fights, which can be avoided once you know that you've lost. You lost. And I think that for me, it's something that everybody must accept in this country, that the parties, NDC has also now proven that they have a very robust coalition system.
Yeah.
If you compile your elections, these are results your own party agent took photographs or scanned and sent to you that in police station A where I am, this is what we got. And you, with your coalition team, have put your figures together and you realize that you've lost an election. The best thing is to concede so that we reduce the tension. Let your party supporters help them to overcome that rising tension, emotional pain they will have to go through till Electoral Commission declares the election. I think that we can avoid all that. And I think that, for me, I will support the position of early concession in any election once your own internal figure shows that you have lost. So that your supporters will also have that feeling that, well, okay, we have lost. Maybe we'll wait for next one. But then you just keep them in that state of heightened tension because you know you have lost. You have kept it away from them. You won't tell them that you leave them in a limbo, and then you expect that until Electoral Commission declares before you come and concede. In fact, that your concession of the Electoral Commission defeat is waste. It's no longer a concession because then
official
exactly. So then what are you going to concede to?
Very well. Thank you, Elvis. Let me say good morning to the two honorables, Nilante van der Poy, National Coordinator for the District Road Improvement Project, and the Honorable Seth Echampong, former Empraeso MP in the Eastern Region and former Minister for same region. Gentlemen, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning.
It's good to have you. Good to have you. So we're looking at the political front now. The campaigns are intensifying as the NPP gears towards its presidential primary in January of next year. And we're looking at some of the things that have been said so far. Started off from the camp of Kennedy Agyapong. He says he will not accept defeat while counting is ongoing. He thinks that there should be a bold leader in the race that will wait until the last constituency is counted before, if there is a defeat, same will be accepted. Honorable Champo, let me start with you on this.
Thank you very much. But I thought that as people are thanking and walking, you allow us in opposition to lie low and sleep. You're still bringing my matters up like that. In any case, I think democracy is all about choices. So what you believe in is what you go for. I think Kennedy has spoken his mind. That is his belief that he won't do such a thing. Others also speak to the contrary. For me, that makes democracy a wonderful enterprise for Ghana to pursue.
Right.
Because never should it be that it should be my way. It should be our way, collectively. And so I don't really put a lot of premium on these matters. What I want to say is that walking around, I've come to realize that people were not happy with our administration because I've gone out and I've spoken to people. I've had opportunity to sit before people, and the way they expressed themselves to me gave me a second thinking that we have to do some evaluation, and re-evaluating our stewardship would help us. One of the reasons why I believe the leadership of our political party is giving some members of the political party the opportunities whoso believes that they would want to lead the new patriotic party should put themselves forward. And as a result of that, they are going around the country where our mandated delegates are and interfacing with them. And I think Kennedy went there and expressed himself the manner we are putting on this table this morning for a discussion. That is Kennedy, and that is how he believes he would want to do it. I think others believe otherwise. For me, the most important thing is that my party becomes so united, and then we will be able to give Ghanaians a new face. We'll be able to give Ghanaians a hope that they've been looking forward for from us. That is where my strength is geared towards. At the end of the day, after 31st of January, the winner is the New Patriotic Party, that I am proudly a member. And so I say that all these campaign messages going around the country, some will promise you heaven, but believe you me, at the end of the day, they may not be able to deliver what they profess to you. What I always call and want, like I repeat myself, one time you gave me the opportunity, I said, I want all of us to tread cautiously,
Right.
and make sure that what we are doing, we are able to come and defend ourselves anytime we say something. I'm not able to defend everything that people say, but I'm able to defend what I say.
True.
What I say is that I love unity, and I want some level of stability with our exercise, and that can only come when we are measured in what we are doing. You can only be measured when you have thought of the fellow person, that my actions may not be appreciated by that person. My actions may be liked by that person. All I would want to do, I've heard Kennedy speak some bold initiatives of what he intends doing. I think those should be the matters that he needs to drum home more. I've heard Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia also go around, tell us the things he would do. And I believe in what he says he will do. Likewise, my brother Kwabena Ejapon is also going around telling us how we should also rebuild our party. I also share in similar sentiments. And so I think that going forward, those are the things we should look forward for, things which will rather bond us, bring us together more than divide us. That is my call. Anytime I get opportunity, I want to preach to my people that we require unity to become a force that people will recognize. If we are divided, we will not be the force people are looking for to be the alternative to the administration. And so we have to be mindful of what we do. At this stage, there's competition for some people.
True.
And so they will throw in their best. I, Kwame Champon, will not go for that kind of narrative because I believe that I need more unity. Yes, you must speak your mind, but you have to be measured.
Very well.
That's what I'll say.
Very
You must speak your mind, but you have to be measured.
Very well. Honorable Van der Poel, I mean, there are concerns that this early concession creates room for some actors in the opponent's camp to take upon themselves some powers to do all sorts of things, all manner of things. In fact, in the just ended elections, there were concerns that Dr. Bawumia conceding early created problems for some NPP MPs in some constituencies. I don't know what your take on this is vis-a-vis what Kennedy Ejapon is saying about not conceding until the last constituency is counted.
Well, thank you very much. Let me take the opportunity of saying good morning to our viewers and to my brothers on the table. First, let me say this. I'm not the one to decide the editorial policy of Channel One TV. And I wouldn't want to be your editor to tell you what to do. But seriously speaking, from my experience as a journalist and as a broadcaster, I think this topic shouldn't have been on this table at all because I think it's not necessary.
Really?
Yes. Seriously speaking, it's not necessary because that is somebody's opinion about what he will do and the outcome of an internal elections.
But you see, this is not just an ordinary
we
somebody.
should look at a much more broader issues. You understand?
But you only know
What?
He said the national
At the national level.
It's not antenna.
So this is he speaking with the hope that when he becomes flag bearer and goes into the presidential election,
Yeah, not the internal.
he won't concede until the final constituency is counted.
Is that the matter at his disposal at this time? I thought at this time he should be telling delegates what future he has for them as a flag bearer.
But this is among the many things he has said.
Well, that's why I'm saying that sometimes some of these issues are not subject to issues that I want to discuss because people are going round. And I think I want presidential aspirants to be focused. You see, one, there's an election, an internal election. what are the things that you want, like he's saying, what are the things that I have to put before the delegates to know that I will be a good leader to serve them? You understand? That is key. After that, before you go for the national elections. But people are now talking about national issues at internal party elections. You see where the problem is. And as a politician, I believe in what we call campaign register. You must know your target audience. You must know what sort of message you have for them. As of today, who are the target audience of the 5 people?
The delegates.
The delegates. So what are the things that I need to tell the delegates that will let them vote for me? Like he's saying, party development, development of the individual party members, the prospects for them, and all. Those are the things they want to hear. Delegates at this point in time, they are not looking at the national election, they are looking at you. What sort of relationship will you have with them as a candidate?
But doesn't it make a difference campaigning at a time that you just coming on the back of recent election?
You see, that is when you want to look at personalities, individuals, instead of issues. What was that meant for? Bawumia considered early. So I will not concede early when I'm your leader. That's all that is meant. So it's a matter of throwing gig at somebody and not focusing on the issues pertaining to how I will become your leader.
Isn't it portraying himself as a more bold leader?
Well, that is what he wants to portray himself. But at the end of it all, it may not sit well with some people who maybe all this while they will have preferred Bawumia, but they were looking for the opportunity for you to convince them why they should vote for you and not Bawumia.
Right.
You understand? So you don't go to search for to throw gigs at people, to throw shades at people. You go there to focus on the and you see, delegates in Ashanti region are different from delegates in Greater Accra.
True.
So you have to, before you meet delegates, I'm saying it because of my experience. Do your own SWOT analysis of that particular environment. Look at the issues that pertain to those people. The interest of delegates of the MPP in Greater Accra will not be the same as the interest of delegates from the Eastern region.
True.
You understand? So you go to meet them and you want to relate to their interests and not be throwing shades and picking up issues of people who are, like somebody saying, if I ran education well, if you mess up the economy and you apologize, that's your problem. You understand? Those are not the issues as at now.
Right.
The issues as at now is how to lead a united party, how to make the party credible, how to make the party be in a position that can make it win elections.
True.
Those are the things I will want all the aspirants to be looking at. What makes you different from somebody else? What should inspire confidence in the delegates? Those are the issues I want to talk about. But let me say this. I like the tangent my brother Elvis took, that early concession when you are convinced within your own system.
Exactly.
That thing. But I want to tell Elvis, he has not contested elections before. Bro. To tell you.
It's not that easy.
It's not that easy.
to concede.
It's not.
That is when somebody did that, you have to commend the person.
It's
Because
not.
yes,
It's not easy.
that's why when somebody has been able to do it, you have to. It should be commendation.
It's not easy. Bro.
When you look at all
it's
the
not easy.
resources that have gone
When
into
I
it.
sit back and I look at what happened after the 2024 elections, when we're at Reggie Emmanuel, number 19, and sitting there and evaluating the results and things were coming, and I look at my boss. As a director of operations, I sat down and looked at it, and I look at my boss, and I could see it's not easy. You may not even have the tongue to speak. So
You mean 2016?
no, 2004 when we lost.
2004
when we
So
lost the
Against
election.
President Kufuor.
Yes.
Yes, it wasn't easy. It's easy, you know. And even 2008, after the elections, and we were so sure about winning, and that there is a need for a second round, and all those. It's not easy.
round.
And the third
And the
round.
round.
and the
Yeah. Time.
It's not easy. No, it's not easy. Evers, it's a very, very critical moment in the life of every human being. And where you have to take a decision not only to satisfy your grassroots, by you yourself
Exactly.
sitting down and taking a critical analysis of what will happen after your concession, the next day what will happen. How are you going to look in the faces of your supporters? And what are you going to tell them? How do you inspire confidence in them for you to move forward? All these things are the myriad of problems that you are facing at that time. So just getting up and saying that I'm going to concede and all those things, it's not that easy.
True.
It's a very difficult thing.
True.
And let me say this: I was one of the people who really commended the former vice president in his early concession at the election, because when it was so obvious. At that time, we have even collated our results. We know but the point is that he contested as a presidential candidate. In the constituency, the candidate is there. Your MP. Yeah. At that time, voting has ended. So whoever said his early concession led to a particular candidate losing, I don't understand. I don't understand. And in some, the Electoral Commission has not made it a rule. In some constituencies, you will have the district electoral officer deciding to deal with the presidential results first before the parliamentary. In some areas, they deal with the parliamentary results before the presidential. There's no fast rule about them. There's no rigidity about the way that. So when people are talking about somebody's conceding early and leading to me losing my seat, it means that you have not done your work well. You have not really sat down to do it. Because we have had cause to even complain about members of parliament or parliamentary candidates who, after declaration of their result, abandon the coalition center, and then the presidential elections are attached. That's what we have been talking about. So those who are making those, I don't think they are being truthful or they're being accurate about the facts of our election. So, well, I would say this. Depending on how you feel, depending on the environment you find yourself, and depending on your own inner satisfaction, because at the end of it all, it's about you.
True.
Tomorrow, people will judge you according to the action you took at that particular time. And that is where, as a leader, your emotional intelligence becomes very important at that particular stage. How do you feel? How do you react in a situation like that? So it's not easy. I've been through it before. It's not easy. Even when you are winning, it's not easy. You are being asked to go to the coalition center but then you are not too convinced about the results. So,
but see, the process, when the results are collected from the various polling stations at the coalition center of the Electoral Commission, we are human. So you'll be surprised that they will feel, because they might be working and they might they would have started working from as early as dawn, where they would distribute election materials. And then they will come and supervise by superintending on the entire exercise during the day. You vote and you go home to sleep. But they continue to work and then stay up and collect all results from the various polling stations and mention them at a coalition center before doing declaration. So at a certain point in time, they break because they are human. And you see, in the constituency election, the returning officer is the district electoral officer. However, in the national election, the district officer is not the returning officer, neither the regional officer. It is the EC. The chairperson of the EC is the returning officer. And so they must also work to feed their regional officers, likewise the national office. So there's a lot of burden on them. And sometimes they will, like Neil was saying, after putting together the constituency results, they can decide to hold on and say, let's break, let's go and refreshen up and come back. Even when you know you have won. So that is where the Elvis situation comes in. Once you have your own internal coalition systems, you know which direction the election is going. In this day and age, in this country, every political party worth its salt must know by the end of the day where we are headed, because we are all going electronic, and by the electronic system you get feedback as early as possible. And so you would see where your numbers are at the end of the day. Look at the numbers my political party got, and look at the concession which was offered by the leader at the time.
Yes.
Where do we stand? Did it prove that we're going to do more and much better than what we got? That's another conversation for another day. But I believe that where we are as a people, we should re-evaluate all our actions. And that should be in-house. Making it the way we're going about it, I don't approve of it.
Very well. Very well. Let me take a few quick messages and then we'll look at what Brian is saying.
If you have confidence in your internal coalition system, you will not say that you will not concede. Because if you say you are not going to concede, it means that you are saying that you don't even trust your own internal coalition system. If you can't trust your own, can you trust the electoral commission that you'll be accusing of collaborating with somebody to rig the election? For me, I think that the safest safeguard we've had so far is for the two main parties to have their own coalition system.
Internal coalition system.
I think that is the one you can trust most, because for them it's coming from your own party people, and it's your own party people who are doing the counting. So clearly, it's something that and look at the election result for 2024. Look at the mass win for NDC.
Yeah.
180 how many seats against less than 100.
100. Yeah.
And when you concede in that situation, what really is anybody trying to say that with such a massive win?
Me here will tell you.
With such a massive win.
And you are seated in your coalition sector, personal coalition sector, because you have agents. Your agents sent you the results.
Yeah.
By the end of, you know, even before you step out of your coalition center, you know your position.
You know
your position.
Because your agents, you don't even get to coalition center.
That's what I'm saying. That is your personal coalition center.
Okay.
And before you step out of that coalition, you know where you stand.
You stand.
Because your people will feed you. You call. What happened that you have you counted?
They are even sending it to
exactly.
So, for instance, when I stand for elections, by 6:45, 7 p.m., I have close to 80% of my results.
Right.
And I know the direction at which my candidature is going.
Right.
If I'm winning, I know. If I'm sleeping, I know. So, like Nee said, more often than not, you see, what has really not helped our enterprise is the perception and the rumor mongering. People will go and say things that they have no idea, and that this man was leading, and he said he was hungry, and he went for tea. By the time he returned, he had
with no biscuits.
The figures had changed.
The case of ICQ versus Dr. Ofer.
You get my point. And this conspiracy theory, it's always been
they went jubilating.
They went jubilating, and by the time they came,
the
results had changed.
You remember MP3?
You see, I always tell people that, look, elections, until it is over, it is not over.
Very well.
So me, I don't go anywhere. I wait till I make sure that you should learn how to fast.
Indeed.
And you should always put on gears that can help you pocket some
snacks
support
and
systems.
All that. Yeah.
You know you are saying snack, I call it support systems. Yes.
And the primary document for every election result is the pink sheet.
The pink sheet.
And the pink sheet is signed at the polling station.
Yeah.
And then your agent takes his phone and takes a picture or scans it, which he has signed that this is the true result, and sends to you.
Yeah.
So if you really do a good job at your coalition center, you don't need to wait for electoral commission to come and tell you that you've won or you've lost.
Very well.
Unless you are telling me that you don't trust your coalition system, and if you don't trust your coalition system, how are you going to trust what the electoral commission has done when you are going to accuse them that they tried to steal the election for somebody? How are you going to try the electoral commission over your own results?
Exactly. Well, let me take a few quick messages and then we look at what Brian Acheampong has also been saying. Good morning, Nana. As Ghanaians are concerned is the corruption in these political parties. They should desist from that demonic character. We don't want an incorrigible leader. Okay. Good morning. I'm Okai from Bantama in the Senna West District. Politics isn't just about power. It is about purpose. It is the art of turning a shared vision into reality. A true leader doesn't just talk about change. They embody it. They are the ones who listen to the whispers of the people, not just the shouts of the crowd. They build bridges where there are walls and find common ground in a landscape of division. The leader is Honorable Kennedy Ejapong. Let's all get connected. Hello, Mr. Elvis. I personally love your submissions. Keep it up. I love people who articulate their views on national matters without party affiliations. That's from Mr. Abel. Okay. Enoch Inafenya says, Enoch, okay, this is not in relation to what we are discussing. We'll look at that later. Alhaji Hamza Pig Farm says, good morning, my brother. Truth be told, I am worried and sad for the NPP party. The attacks and insults onto themselves will go a long way to destroy the NPP and even lead them to opposition in 2028. I don't think the NDC will be blamed if we turn around to use the same words they are using on themselves. But I am surprised the Council of Leaders or Elders are quiet and allowing this to go on. Abronya is all over the place attacking a particular candidate on behalf of one, and no one is calling him to order. NDC as a political party must learn from this, because very soon the heat will be on us, and then we shall see who is who. Abdul Mumin Wunam from Tamale. Good morning. The new Patriotic Party NPP is not just looking for a candidate to represent the party, but it is looking for a person who can win the 2028 elections with good leadership style in putting everyone together for victory, and that is Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia. All right, so keep your messages coming in, and we'll do our best to read them. Now let's look at Brian Champon. He has some suggestions towards the fight against illegal mining, and he is asking for a 90-day ban on all forms of mining. Elvis, quick thoughts on this?
As I've said, look, all these suggestions, until we sit down and do a comprehensive and thorough job, and we come to a scientific proposal that this is what we have done so far. These are the shortfalls. If we have to win the fight, based on empirical evidence, this is the way we must go. All these suggestions will just be flying around the place, and it won't get. As I said, President Akufo-Addo put a ban for 18 months, almost 2 years.
Yeah.
We saw water bodies becoming cleaner. When it was lifted, where did we get to? That is where we are today. So if 18 months ban on all small-scale mining, we are here, we are. What is 3 months going to do? So I'm saying that all these things, everybody is trying to say something, and that shows how we are not serious about the fight. Because seriousness will come. As I said, if you ask me, I will not mind President Mahama tomorrow wake up and say, look, every effort in this thing is on hold for the next 6 months. We want to approach it scientifically, setting up this committee of experts, people who have not had anything to do with the fight. Let them do 3 things: review all past reports on the fight so far, get expert opinion from countries like Australia, that place where they have some measurable successes in the fight against Galamsey, so that we learn from what we can do, deploy independent researchers to Galamsey areas, let them talk to the people as to how they think this dangerous thing, we can deal with it properly, put the 3 together, do a master report, now come up with, this is where we are, this is what we can do. Let the president now come out and announce the new strategy, okay, as to how we are going to go about it, and then it will help us. If that is done, the issue of whether we should have a ban, state of emergency, all this will be considered in the report of that committee that is going to do that way. So that when president comes out with what should be the way forward, everybody will see that this is an empirical way of doing something. And as I said, they have told us, and we all agree, that you cannot be doing the same things and expect a different result. You can ban it for 1 year. So 18 months didn't do it, 3 months, what will you do? You can declare state of emergency. If the state of emergency is declared, but the practical, empirical steps needed to be able to achieve some results is not taken, the state of emergency will remain on paper while the thing will get worse. So for me, I have said it. From 2009-10, President Mills complained about Galamsey, and 2016, 16 years plus down the line, we are where we are. You don't need anybody to tell that this is a failed fight. You don't need anybody. And that is why we shouldn't rush and keep pumping in resources. One thing, and I wish somebody would decide that we do this, that we should just compile the total money we have invested in the so-called fight and see how we are pumping in resources, yet the thing is getting worse. So how sense does it make for us to continue to pump in resources with the same method and strategy, and we all agree that despite everything, the thing is getting worse? Why do you want to continue to do the same thing? So I think these are some of the things I will always say that, see, when we look for quick fixes, we will never solve anything. And for Ghana, if there's a problem with an issue, instead of facing it and fixing it, we think that we just need some quick fixes to run away from it, to create the impression as if we are solving it. Truth of the matter is that if we are where we are today, every Ghanaian must admit that what we have done in the past 16 years so far is a complete failure. That is why we are here. If we have had real successes, we will not be in this situation. And therefore, if we have to get real results that we can show, or every Ghanaian can see, then we need to take a total look at this thing and come up with something comprehensive. If Australia should give us advice, if other countries that have succeeded should tell us that, okay, this thing, these are some of the ways, this is how they did it. In your circumstances, probably, maybe because of the nature of your country, maybe this may not work, but maybe if you apply it this way, it may work. Let's get these things, okay? When you want to leapfrog, you copy what others have done. You don't necessarily have to invent the wheel. If others have succeeded, largely succeeded in any way, they have not been able to eradicate it, but they've made progress. It's what we have to do. I've told you here the last time, the whole world, fresh water source that humans can use is only 1% of a total water we have on it. So these fresh water sources we are destroying today, in 50 years' time, may fetch us more money than all the gold that is in our land. Because if the water is available, we may become the largest exporter of water in the world. When other countries need it, they will come to us. And when the water sources are protected and we are exporting water, we will make more money than whatever we are making from gold. And we should look at it from that perspective, that if it's money we want, the gold may be giving us some money today, but the fresh water sources could give us more money than water if we become a net exporter of water in the future. Let's be proactive about this thing, because what we are doing now, all the reports that have come out have clearly shown that, hey, whether you are in Accra, whether you are in my village, you will die from the effects of galamsey. And probably maybe we are waiting to the day all of us are on the stretcher with kidney and liver diseases before we want to act. I don't know where we want to get to.
Very well. Honorable Van Apoy, so Brian Echampo is also campaigning. I think he addressed the press yesterday after a tour of the Greater Accra region, and this is one of the things he said on the fight against illegal mining. He wants a 90-day ban on all forms of mining. Your thoughts?
Back to where I began. You are meeting people in Greater Accra. What are the issues that are confronting the MPP delegates in Greater Accra? You will not look at that one. Brian Echampo is half Kwawu, half Achem. I will be expecting him to first go to his hometown in Achem and end galamsey there. End galamsey there. You understand? Tell the youth to stop galamsey. I will employ you. End it there. Then he can talk about galamsey. I think this is something that I've said for the past 1 week, that if all of us will have a commitment that we're going back to where we come from and to be able to talk the youth out of this, if all of us will be committed, chiefs, opinion leaders, people like me, Seth, Elvis, you, Nana, sitting here, if all of us will go back to those places and talk to people and let them understand the ramifications and the dangers inherent in what they are doing, it will, in a way, resolve them. Because, you see, this is Seth standing in front of his own people, who may involve his nephews and some of his younger brothers, and talking to them. Bro, this thing you are doing, that's the reason why Mami Ekuya's son was born with a deformity.
Yeah.
These are the dangers involved in it. It will have more effect. So I'll be expecting Brian Champon to go to Etiwa, go to Suhum, go to those areas where the Birim River is virtually being extinct. Talk to them, engage with them, and let them understand the dangers involved in what they are doing.
Yes.
But if you come to stand in front of delegates from Greater Accra, a poor fisherman from my constituency who is a delegate, and you want to talk to him, you are talking about galamsey, you are not telling him anything.
To be fair, he was addressing the media after his tour. So yesterday he held a press conference.
So he was addressing the media after his tour.
Yes, he had finished his tour of the
Greater
region.
Accra.
He had finished his tour of the region. And before leaving the region, he organized a press conference
and talk
yesterday.
about Galamsey.
One of the
didn't
issues
talk
he
about the
mentioned.
issues that the delegates gave him. Issue of Primex. And those things that confront the people in Greater Accra. Those are the issues I would want to... Because at the end of it all, most of the delegates in Greater Accra are either in fishing or in business. Trade facilitation. MEP delegates in my constituency, for example, most of them are within Katamanto UTC. No, those are the things I would want to relate to.
Right.
How I will facilitate your businesses. How I make sure that your trade. Those are the things if I were him.
You think the messages should be area specific?
That is what
it should be tailored to suit the constituency you are addressing.
That is what it's meant to be, because you can't go and meet mechanics and be talking about football or fishing. You understand?
Right.
You see, that I'm saying they are all not focusing on what they are talking as if they've already won the primaries and they are candidates. You understand?
Right.
But you should know that you are going to move from step 1 to step 2.
So that's the disparity you have seen in there.
Yes.
That they are speaking as though they are already flag bearers.
If Bawumia is the one saying these things, I will excuse him because he's been vice president before. You understand? So he is now addressing some of the lapses within his government or the things that he thought did not go well and how he will correct them. So he's asking the people to give him the opportunity to correct some of the mistakes he did. I will understand. But not Brian Champo going to meet delegates in Accra, Greater Accra, and finishing and talking about... When you meet media, after meeting delegates, when you meet media, the relevance of this thing should be what I told the delegates.
And the feedback you got.
And the feedback I got from the delegates. If you come out, I heard him saying that if elections are conducted in Greater Accra today, he's sure he will win. Well...
Why isn't that feedback?
Sir John.
Fear delegates.
Sir John, you know, I've seen elections before in this country, and Sunyani, I was really, really involved in Sunyani. After we've done our work, I could sit down and tell the other candidate who was contesting Professor Mills that you will get 3%. And the person got 3%. Yes. I told her in the face, I said, you will get 3%. The best thing for you is to concede now. And let's avoid all this, because else, if we vote, you will get 3%. And this one, everybody in NDC knows.
Wow.
You understand? Because we look at the delegates, we've met the delegates, we've talked to them one-on-one. We know what their interests are, their desires are, and we met those things. So, people should be focused on messages that will impact the lives of the delegates they are meeting. But on the issue of Galamsey, let me be frank with you. I said it here last time. Whatever President Mahama will do to end Galamsey in this country, I, Nilante, will support it. Whatever measure, whatever step he takes, you know. Because I've been traveling around the country. Even as we see today, I'm talking to the Minister of Lands and Natural Resources to see how DRIP could be of benefit to the whole program. So, for example, if they are able to drive people off this area, we'll go in and just level the whole place, put in black soil, get the people from forestry to start planting. You understand? So that we can effectively... So like what we are seeing now, if we go there with our equipment, we just level the whole place. District by district, because every district has equipment. So they just move in, because the road work is not going to be continually every day throughout the year. So like this rainy season where we're having this thing, our equipment can go in, level the whole place. Once they go in and drive the people away, we just go and level the whole place, put the black soil and these things on it, and get the forestry gang to move in and start planting. So it is something, it's part of the measure that government is adopting. We had a meeting on that one. And I don't know, Elvis is a bad boy. I'm sure he has gotten. I'm sure he's gotten the document that the government talk about, mention about Australia and all those measures. Yes, that is what.
We have some inside information.
That's Australia. President mentioned it.
He mentioned it.
He's a journalist. He will never disclose his source.
Indeed.
He will never disclose his source.
We don't actually. Then perhaps you are the source.
No, you see, if all of us as a country, I just don't see this as political, will look at these measures, the ones Elvis have mentioned. It's like he's having a copy of the book, and we support the system. I think all of us. The president means well, and as it happened under Nanado, sometimes it is not the president, but the people around the game. You understand?
Benefiting from that.
I said it last, I am very convinced about Amabue's commitment. I'm very convinced about Kenneth Due's desire to say, he is somebody, he's an Achimba guy.
Right.
But look at the work he sent his NAMOS team to do in the Achim area. A lot of people are testifying that they're seeing some difference in the Brim River. Yesterday I read something that Koyanko Waterworks is resuming because there is some level of change in the Ayensu River.
Yeah.
It is something that we all should be committed to. Because Ghana, the complexity of our culture is said that sit here, I have a relation in Ayensu Akon. Every city in Accra, he has a relation in the Volta region, Ashanti region. That is how it is. So, as I can say, you may sit down and think that you're throwing a stone, but you're actually throwing a stone onto your own forehead.
Yeah.
You may think that you are doing something, no, but you don't know that you are creating a situation where a relation, a family of yours will be the recipient, and he will enjoy the consequences of the action. So whether it's good or bad, somebody else will receive it. I think this fight must now be taken, and let's all agree. And I think, like you people did some time ago, the media should focus on some of the... You see, we are not telling the world, telling the people involved in this. We are just looking at the issue. The consequences, those are the dire consequences of their actions.
Yeah.
Look, we've seen reports, people saying that now 2 out of 10 births in Ashanti region, in the Western region, are suffering from one deformity or the other. How many people in this our world will want to think or want to have a child with the eye on the forehead? We are not an alien society. How many people want to have children with 3 limbs? You understand? Those are the things that are coming out through studies. And those are the pictures we must show to the people and let them understand that these are the consequences of your action.
True.
But if we only talk about Stop Galamsey, we're talking about only about water bodies.
Yeah.
No. The health implications are very, very dangerous. It gets to a time the people themselves, man, unless those who are not Ghanaians and are involved in it, who will not know the consequences of what they are doing. Either to our communities, when some people are born with deformities like that, those people are not permitted to live.
Indeed. Yeah.
Today, we are having these things in abundance, and we are keeping quiet because the money people are making. No, it shouldn't be so.
Indeed. Indeed, indeed. All right.
Galamseyers themselves, I watched a documentary done by Foreign Media House, and Galamseyers themselves are dying of several terminal illnesses because of the mercury and things they are using for the process. It's actually been entering them, and they are dying. So you see, those who think they are making money today, 10 years from now, you may be the same person who will be on the stretcher with your kidney and everything destroyed because of the chemicals you are applying. Maybe the financier sitting in Accra was bought the bulldozer and is collecting, the excavator. Maybe that one may be a little bit safer. But you see, as I said, school has reopened. You are in Accra, your child is school in Cape Coast. It's in Akumasi, it's in almost every community. People have sent their children. What water are they drinking there? Is that same Galamsey water they are drinking? What food are they being served? The food produced in the community, what is being served to them. So maybe in Accra and be the owner of the excavator, but your child in school in the University of Cape Coast or any secondary school in Cape Coast, Ashanti, Eastern region, will become a victim of your own greed for the money you are collecting.
Very well.
So let's look at the thing from a holistic point of view, rather than thinking that I'm rich, I'm in Accra, I bought 20 excavators, and somebody is using it and I'm collecting money. It could come and hurt you yourself.
Right.
A friend of mine came to me and he said he wanted a change in the school placement. I said, which school was it? He said, Prempeh. I said, and you want a change? I said, my son will not go to Ashanti region and go and eat food, laden with mercury and all those things.
Yeah.
He prefers the child to be in Accra. You understand? So there are consequences, and I want the media, I want all of us to focus on those things. And when people become aware.
But Accra, we are not safe. Because almost all the fresh food, vegetables, cassava, everything is coming from the eastern region.
The water we depend on.
It's coming from the eastern region. And the eastern region is into serious galamsey. All of us who drink from Weja Dam, the source of the water is from the eastern region. And the serious mining where the source of the Weja Dam, there's a lot of serious mining going on there. So even Accra, we are not safe. Everything we are eating now is grown on a land where some galamsey or chemicals is used.
Indeed.
Go back and settle in the eastern region.
Yes, I'll come to you, but I need to take a break here. But this message caught my attention. It says that there's no problem without solutions. What are our engineers doing about galamsey issue? Well, we, the engineers, drafted a proposal to combat this problem. This mining activities can go on without destroying our water bodies. Government could get in touch for this laudable proposal. And your name is Engineer Nimakun.
You mean they have the proposal and they are keeping it?
Yes.
And the government gets in touch with them?
Engineer Nimakun, I think we need to find ways to present same proposal to government. So we'll take a break here, but keep your messages coming in. When we come back, we'll hear from the Honorable Seta Champong. Well, he's a former minister of the Eastern region. So we'll hear from him on this particular matter. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Life is a celebration of moments. Big and small.
The sun is scorching, I'm feeling the heat.
With Piva Drink, every moment becomes a refreshing celebration. From the beach to your home, in every corner of your world, Piva Drink adds a burst of refreshment.
Give me Piva cocktail and tangerine.
Celebrate every moment with Piva Drink. Refreshment for every occasion. Piva Drink, a taste you will love.
P for Piva.
This advert is FDA approved.
Good evening and welcome to the greatest show on earth. This is a people's game. They will be bubbling about this one for weeks and months to come. Let's go!
It's on SuperSport all season long. Pay your subscription today. Dial *759#. Available on DSTV and GoTV.
Kwame and his uncle are almost here.
Wait a minute. This one too, your friend Kwame.
Wait, Kwame. As in the same Kwame again?
Yes, Mommy.
I'm the second coming. Into all this tension just to reintroduce that broke boy from Kaswa.
Why would you deceive the family like this again?
Now I understand the whole delay. Troll from Kaswati. Why wouldn't he be late? Or be late?
Of course.
Coffee be the luckiest. Coffee from Georgia be luckiest. From not the cause she be luckiest. Me and you coffee be luckiest. No matter what you're luckiest. Everybody go be the luckiest.
That's Kwame!
Senya God the apple boom. If you put it toye, so would the coming of the Son of Man be. Is that his car?
Everywhere.
Dial star 712 hash. Choose your ticket. Enter your lucky number. Follow the prompts and let destiny handle the rest.
This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
Grateful that you stayed on with us. Let's do a few of your messages and then we go to the Honorable Sete Champon for his thoughts on this matter. Okay, so your messages are cutting across the previous discussion and the current one. So we will do a summary of all. This one says, good morning, Nana Boateng. Nana, we delegates in Ghana have taken our decision already. It doesn't matter whether Ashanti, Northern or not. We don't want to suffer to market any candidate. We only know Dr. Baumia. This is Abdul Samed Zengaru. Galamsey destroys Ghana's environment, pollutes rivers and depletes fertile lands. It endangers lives, causes health problems, and weakens the economy by damaging farmlands and water resources. Communities suffer from poverty and displacement. Stopping Galamsey is vital to protect our natural heritage, secure sustainable livelihoods, and preserve Ghana's future generations. That's from A. Bell. Good morning, Senior. My name is Awana Shakor. Kindly inform Honorable Nilante that there's no single Galamsey site in Suhum. Suhum is not part of the Galamsey constituency we have in this country. Hey, well, let me come to Honorable Sete Champon and find out from him. We're being told that there's not a single Galamsey site in Suhum.
In Suhum town itself.
Talk about the constituency.
Unless you talk about the Suhum constituency.
Is this constituency?
Yeah, the Suhum constituency. It may be some areas where it is bordering. You would have maybe sand winners. You see, when we talk about Galamsey, no more often people believe and think that we're only talking about gold.
Right.
There are heavy Galamseys in sand winning from Nsawam all through to Suhum, which is a major, threat to the environment as well in the area. So more often when I listen to Galamsey conversations, people are only looking at
the gold. The gold.
Only the gold. No. Even limestone in areas where people, every illegal mining activity is Galamsey. All right. I think my brother, Honorable Brian Champon, maybe from his experience as a former Minister of State at the National Security and Deputy Minister for Interior, maybe would have some discussions that were held during his time, as well as becoming the Greek Minister. May have some knowledge. That's why he's talking about the 90 days. In Ghana today, everybody is speaking to us, helping to, and I think as a stakeholder as well, he also is able to speak his mind on the way forward as to how we can, end this menace. Galamsey is indeed destroying us, like my brothers have already stated. The wager is coming from the river Densu. When you cross in Nsawam, Densu, the river Densu you see, that's the one that comes wager for us to have water in this part of Accra to be treated. Apart from all the water we drink in Accra is all coming from the eastern region.
Right.
The one coming from the eastern corridor is coming from Bon, which is also the water which is coming in eastern region. Likewise, the western corridor here is coming from the eastern region, Densu, and then the extension even into western region, Ayensu, is all coming from the eastern region. So sometimes when we are discussing Galamsey, for some of us, the reason why we are so concerned is the eastern region is a very prime region for this country. And I always say, if you live in the eastern region, it's like you are living in Greater Accra. Most people don't know that Greater Accra was carved out of the Eastern Province. And the Eastern Province is primarily where we may call today the Eastern region. And we should know that Koforidua is the closest regional capital to the Greater Accra region.
Okay.
So Eastern region has a special relationship with Greater Accra. But I'm not talking about Eastern region. I'm talking about the actions that is going on in Eastern region. And I pray and hope that, like Nee said, for me, I have not changed my stance, and I'll never change that stance. I want to live healthy in Ghana. My experiences have taught me so many destinations, but I still love my country, Ghana, and believe this is the best place for me to grow and nurture my children. And so I would do anything and everything which will bring some sanity into that space. I would always speak to it. Some may agree with me, some may not agree with me. But I believe that the most important thing for all of us to do as a country is what Nee was talking about. We need some heavy civic education. We need to engage our people very well and truthfully. And we must be very honest with our actions. Because if you come and tell me A and you go and practice C, I lose faith in you and I don't trust your actions anymore. So all of us coming together to fight this menace, yes. However, I would not be happy when after we have all supported and helped, somebody will jump. And like I was listening to Elvis, he said, we have failed as a country in the last 16 years. And I said, this is something that I also see as a challenge because collectively, we've not been able to nip this thing in the bud since it became a major worry to this country. And it is something we have to stand firm as a country and say, like we're able to say no to drugs. I have a lot of my friends who visit Ghana and they ask you, this country, few people smoke. Most people don't smoke. And I said, yes, our culture is such that people don't like smoking. The conversation and the campaigns against anti-smoking is really gone well for people to have a buy-in. We should also have a solid nationalistic campaign. I always say that rally around the flag of America is something that I always pray that all of us would have that spirit, rally around the red, gold, green, and the black star. Because this is the country we have. And I'll not, if you've been following me, I won't come and sit here and say that it is NDC who is doing Galamsey or it's NPP who is doing Galamsey. The people who are doing Galamsey are Ghanaians. Why are they doing Galamsey? We should find out. They're doing Galamsey because maybe to them, that is how they can earn a living. And is it the right way? And so if it is not the right way, alternative livelihood supports, what are we doing as a people? What conversations are we putting before them? Guess what? That's what I mean by civic education. Not just civic education, go and tell them, stop. Because if you just say that, the cocoa farmer whose next door sold their farmlands to the Galamseyers, bought a house, bought a vehicle, and those tangibles in our system are seen as success. So who wouldn't want to go for that success? But is that how we want to run our country? Is that the belief of our people? When they bought those properties, 10 years down the line, are they able to maintain those properties? Are they able to stand on their feet again? So over a period, research is very important. How are we helping our people get educated to understand that that transient wealth is not what will sustain us as a country and as a people? And so for me, anything to help fight Galamsey, I'm for that. We have to fight Galamsey.
Very well, very well. All right, let's jump into the matter of AT Ghana. Yesterday, the minority on the Communication and Information Committee held a press conference, and they are kicking against what generally we're beginning to call a merger. But the Communication Minister says no, it is a restructuring, not a merger. The minority think this is an unholy marriage. Elvis, let me start from you. We had talks of Rectron showing interest. Then now we're hearing of, if you like, government tilting towards Telecel in this particular restructuring. Your thoughts on this? The minority is against it, is kicking against it. From where you sit and what you've read so far, what do you make of this marriage?
Well, I think we have to set the records that this arrangement is because AT is financially broke. And ever since the previous owners left it and government took over, in 2022 there was a Deloitte move by government to get a partner to get it working. They went through the process, 3 companies shortlisted. Because we went into COVID, because there were some comments and all that. The first 2 companies decided that they were no longer interested. The third company is a Ghanaian-owned called Afritel. So when there was a change of government, Sam George came. Despite all his comments as a ranking member at the time against all that the previous minister was doing, he also decided that, oh, it's a good move because it needs support. So he decided that he would go ahead and deal with Afritel to see how they can help. So Afritel brought on board Rectron as their financial partner to do the deal. So he, as Sam George, actually approached Afritel and said he's giving them 60 days in an MOU that KPMG should do all the assessment of their bid as to whether it's the best option. So they offered that they will give $150 million for 60% of 80. The government of Ghana will keep the 40%. And KPMG did all the work, including verifying whether the company is financially sound in order to inject capital into 80 for it to function.
Right.
By 28 days to the end of the deadline, the minister started flip-flopping and started making announcements whether there was going to be a merger, there was no way a merger. So the whole thing became a little bit murky. And then no more communication with the Rectron as to what has happened. I think the minister, for whatever reason, could have easily said that, though I have done direct contact with you, I think I want to change the process rather and look for more partners. If the minister had openly said that, I don't think that we will be where we are. But all of a sudden, the stock of 80. And so I think what the minority has said, they've raised valid issues. We have had mergers of telecoms. That is why we were from about 6 or 7 or something. We keep changing. We got to 5. 2 have merged. We got to 3. So now we have Telecel, MTN, and 80.
80 itself is a measure.
It's a measure. But all the measures and all these things, all the measures and these things have really not worked that much, because the bottom line is that the investment needed to make them that really powerful have never materialized. That is why MTN keeps expanding, because they keep investing regularly. So the solution to 80 per the minority, which is a fact, is that 80 problem is not a technical problem. 80 has all the technical experts and everything. Their biggest problem is money. So if a deal like Rectron Afritel is bringing the money, Airtel will function and function effectively, and then will bring the kind of competition in the system that will make sure that the telcos compete effectively to benefit the ordinary consumer. And for Telecel, the argument which is also right is that, first of all, when they took over the Vodafone, they promised that they were going to invest about $500 million.
Right.
2 years into the takeover, the investment they've done is just about $10 million. So they are also not pumping. That's why Telecel is also struggling. On top of that, OAT has debt. Telecel also has debt. So the question is, debt and debt to struggling companies, when you put them together, where will the money come from to invest?
Right.
When somebody has the money to do invest, and it's giving you government 60% of the asset, is giving you $150 million. That is direct money for the equity. Before it to talk about investing in the next 5 years, they are also considering about $1 billion, because they saw MTN did that for 5 years, where they invested $200 million every year. And it's really what has brought MTN the past 5 years to where it is. And they are even investing more. So the issue is it money that is the problem? The answer is yes. So the question is, if you go and add Airtel, Telecel to 80, and there's no investment, where will the money come from? Because even though the talk of Telecel and issues have come up, nobody has been able to say that Telecel is going to invest this much for the next 5 years, capital injection. Nobody is able to tell what percentage of shares of government will be. Because remember, government already owns 30% of Telecel.
Yes.
So if you are taking 100% of 80, which is also owned by government, to go and add to Telecel, then what percentage will government own there? Right. When government owns shares in this, we know government when there's a cash call for investment, government will not have the money. You need a private partner to have it. So if government go and add more shares, it's not going to be the one doing the investment. Where will Telecel get the money? When from their own background and promises of $500 million investment, they have done less than 10 million. So the argument is that if you should give it to another struggling company, the challenge is that the people have the technical expertise to run AT successfully, and they are doing that.
Right.
But what they need is money. So if there's a deal coming in from a company that has proven, they provided all their documents to KPM to prove that they have the money to invest, why would you want to abandon that deal and go somewhere else? And I think that these are some of the things we need to look at. See, we always talk about investment, and our presidents will travel all around the world asking investors to come. But when investors come, the way sometimes we treat them, it's a problem. Because if you look at the Rectron, it's listed on 2 stock exchanges, Frankfurt and Canada, though it's a UK company. The company placed in commodity is very rich. Ghana is a commodities country, producing country. If you have a company that is a commodity, they are looking for diversification, and they chose telecom and they want to invest in your country, and everything shows that they have the money. I think that we should deal with them in a certain way that even in the event that they don't even get the AT deal, we can even look at options and say that, look, since we are into commodities and we also produce commodities, maybe you can help us do so many other things. I've said it, Gold Board, as we speak, we've staffed them with people, but we need to have experts in commodity trading to staff Gold Board, because see, today gold prices are only going up, so we think that but when prices begin to fluctuate, you need a lot of expert knowledge to be able to run Gold Board. These are areas we can say, can you do, Rectron, if you want to diversify, what about value addition to our gold? And will you want to? I think that with the capacity of that company called Rectron, I think that we should even be looking beyond 80 and other things that we believe that the company has done successfully and can do well for all of us. And you see, the Telecel, there's no talk of what will happen to the workers of 80. Because the Telecel, there's really like anything offer. But for the Rectron, they've actually provided a roadmap. They are absorbing all the workers. They will invest this amount. They will buy 60% of the shares and give government of Ghana 150 million, which will be so valuable to 80 because it owes so much. If you look at their debt to the tower company,
that's about $400 million
so
debt.
They need a lot of money to be able to pay their back debt. So I think that the advice the minority has given, if you look at their presentation, they actually brought the issues up about Telecel, 80, why the Rectron. I think that the government should take a critical look. And as I'm saying, even beyond 80, government should look at this as a commodities company. They are very rich. They say they want to diversify. Are there other opportunities in the Ghanaian economy that if we give them 80, we can even convince them to actually pump in money into other areas?
Let me hear from Honorable Van Apoy on this matter. What do you think may be happening?
This is interesting. I'm going back to my days as a journalist when we were involved in this Ashanti Gold and Rand Gold drama. You remember that funny drama? Meanwhile, people created the whole drama for us as a country. We were dancing to the song, but people were benefiting financially. From parliament to people within government circles and journalists. Yeah, there were a lot of journalists who were bought by these entities to do the advocacy for them. People in parliament, MPs were bought. There was this division. For the first time, I saw even within one caucus, 2 different groups, depending on where your bread is being battered. There were people who went on a visit to South Africa, you know, and came back with very, very nice
sponsored visits.
Sponsored visits. They came out with safari packages.
Hey, he's a journalist and member of Parliament. Exactly. He's getting the information
insider info.
You know, it's an interesting thing, and within the communications setup, we've had so many of these things. We've seen these measures and this absorption and all those things, and it's still a problem. But I said, all this is because our sister, Esther Owusu, right from the time she took the decision to merge Airtel and Tigo, did not give Ghanaians the opportunity to transparently see what is involved. Several times there were questions in Parliament. She actually refused to come to Parliament to answer those questions. Several times. To the extent that Speaker even cautioned her. And that day, I remember it was not Speaker himself, but the first Deputy Speaker, Honorable Esewusu, who was in the chair, and he wasn't happy about the fact that he has consistently refused to come to the House to answer questions pertaining to that measure. Esla knew everything about Telecel. So I'm saying that all this drama is happening because of the steps that were taken some time ago. We did not open up the whole discussion for all of us to be able to critically analyze, study, and say, oh, this particular offer will be in the best interest of the nation. I would want to say that as far as this one is concerned, it is not sewn up. According to the minister, KPMG, they say KPMG is doing a critical analysis to get a strategic partner. A strategic partner to handle 80. 80 was brought in by Esla, and she brought in Telecel too. So I want to see.
No, 80 was not any investor. They were just met.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I said she brought it up. She put the two together. And up to today, you and I do not know what accounted for that. We do not know the principles under which that directive was given or that decision was taken up to today. And government at the time did not really, because in Parliament several times we asked the question, give us some little information. ABF Husseini, being the ranking member at that time, twice stood on the floor of the House and asked simple questions. The committee asked for questions. The minister did not respond to those things. So I'm saying that this is what has created the whole murky field that today we are having doubt about certain entities coming up. But I'm happy that we're talking about trying to save a good potential Ghanaian company from dying. All that Elvis has said, I have no problem with that. But I'm saying that for now, the minister says that a study is being done by KPMG. I'm hoping that unlike Esla-Osu, when the study has finished and KPMG has brought the report, he will afford all of us the opportunity to scrutinize that report and take a decision and know, so that when he is finally sewing up anything, we'll appreciate where he's coming from. Then if we have to advise, we can. Because, look, I saw the time when this Libya Arab company was taking over Ghana Telecom. You remember those days?
Yeah.
They said they were going to absorb all the workers, they're going to expand, they're going to make it more efficient. And
So
what
many
happened?
promises. Yeah.
No. So
is there one touch or something?
yes.
One touch,
You understand? So these things have happened before, and we must learn from experience. I want to see Sam George coming out telling that, look, after KPMG's analysis, this is what they have said. Any strategic investor should bring this amount of money up front. This is what we are going to do. We are giving timelines as to your next investment. If within 6 months you have not invested this much money, we'll cut you out. The agreement is off. We must have clear these things, and then we can all appreciate.
Right.
We don't want the situation whereby one person will take the decision on behalf of all of us, because this is a very strategic national asset.
True.
And all of us might be interested in it.
Honorable Champon.
I'm not going to say anything different from what the two of them have said. From experience, he talked about the diversification in this country. We've politicized it, be it being done by a proper corporate governance structure, getting right people to negotiate the deals. Elvis spoke about experts, where I think we have not used enough of our professionals.
Right.
Who is a transaction advisor to the ministry? These are things that you require experts, and not just ordinary experts, but experts who are quite current, because trade, each and every day there are trade going on globally.
Yes.
And so for me, in as much as I believe in the call of the minority, that we need transparency. Me and Esla, I don't want to. They are Greater Accra people.
Yeah.
And so any matter that
she's my sister.
It's a family matter. Any matter that me will come and deal with the sister. Esla happens to come from the Eastern region as well.
What you don't know is that she was in Sabah Hall and SA room 111. I was in Sabah Hall and SB room 111.
Wow.
But as
These
a matter of
politicians,
fact,
if you don't know their secret, you don't know where they came from.
As a matter of fact, like we said, we've Sam Jonah today is being held in this country.
Yeah.
When AGC was going through her worries, one side bashed up Ghana Telecom when it was going to transition, when we're selling some shares. Today, another network in the media house. I used to watch movies at where we now called TV3. There was a movie theater there.
Yeah.
Gamma House.
It was diversified. And so we've gone through most of these things. And I think that as a people, we must learn to do things right. So in as much as I may not share in all what is happening, at the same time, I want the best for Ghana.
Right.
I must say Ghana first is very important to me.
Indeed.
And I want to advise that we should do things and get them right. Because at the end of the day, if you get to know that industry, the monopoly which is emerging, because it's a business, I can't mention business names, but gradually a monopoly is emerging. And I hate monopoly. It's akin to autocratic rule.
True.
So I hate that. We need some competition. And we, as the people who regulate the market and who are the custodians of the market, because we consume, our economy will do well if we manage this thing very well. Because repatriation of funds by these entities, when people have brought foreign direct investment into your country, yes, you'll be happy you're seeing money, but they'll be repatriating their monies back. And in no time, you'll find the volatility of your currency.
True.
So you realize that your monetary policy, even though your central bank will be doing well to manage it very well, it will still be facing issues. And they would have to carry huge sums of money to go and support your currency.
True.
And it will be affecting suppliers who are also the people you are withdrawing, you are collecting the monies from, mobilizing monies from. So some of these decisions, we have to be very forthright and do Mother Ghana the best. I will not come and just raise red herrings when I see it as work in progress. I'm not in, and I believe in what minority is saying, but let us follow the narrative very well. And let's get right transaction advisors to advise government so that we get value for money and purpose for the Republic of Ghana.
Gentlemen, thank you so much. We'll have to leave it here, and but keep the conversations going on. We are very active on social media. Use the hashtag Breakfast Daily while tweeting at us on X. Thank you to the Honorable Seth Champon. Thank you to the Honorable Nilante Vanderpoy. Thank you to Elvis Adakon. I am Nanatu Boateng. The show continues with Jude Duncan and Chris Akata after this.
Hello, Accra! Get ready! The ministry.
Kwame and his uncle are almost here.
Wait a minute. This one too, your friend Kwame.
Wait, Kwame. As in the same Kwame again?
Yes, mommy.
I'm the second coming. Into all this tension just to reintroduce that broke boy from Kaswa.
Why would you deceive the family like this again?
Now I understand the whole delay. Troll from Kaswati. Why wouldn't he be late? Or being late,
of course.
Coffee be the luckiest. Coffee from Georgia be luckiest. From not the pure cause she be luckiest. Yeah, you coffee be luckiest. No matter why you're lucky. Everybody go be that luckiest.
That Kwame!
Send your God down for boom. If you put it toye, so would the coming of the Son of Man be. Is that his car?
Everywhere.
Dial star 712 hash. Choose your ticket. Enter your lucky number. Follow the prompts and let destiny handle the rest.
This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
How may I help you today?
We'd like to open a bank account.
Sign here, sign here, sign here, and here. And now you draw direction to your house. I need your thumbprint. And I'll need your birth certificate too. No, I need the original.
A lot has changed since you banked like this. So have we. We've made it easier than ever to open an account online and bank on the go through our mobile app, online banking, and more. EcoBank, a better way to bank your way.
Sign here, and here.
EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
This November, something amazing is coming to Accra. Are you a farmer with fresh produce? Are you into fish farming, poultry or livestock? Then get ready for the November edition of the AgriFair 2025. Yes, AgriFair 2025. It's happening on Friday the 28th to Sunday the 30th of November. It's happening at the Ifosadan Children's Park and it's 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. each day. It's the ultimate weekend marketplace. From fruits and vegetables to poultry, livestock and fish to agro-inputs and processing machinery. All at unbeatable farm gate prices. Whether you're selling or buying, this is your chance to connect, trade and grow. Enjoy the freshest farm produce, sizzling kebabs, and a vibrant marketplace atmosphere all in one space. Register now and secure your spot. Call 0558-973-973 for more information. AgriFair 2025, where culture meets innovation. The AgriFair 2025 is powered by Channel 1 TV and 97.3 City FM.
Let's get into the world of sports like never before.
You know how we do it on Fridays.
Join us every Friday at 7 p.m. on 97.3 City FM for Sports Panorama, your ultimate destination for all things sports.
One of the biggest scandals in this country's history. You can't spend 250 million USD and come out with that.
From the thrill of association football to the excitement of basketball, tennis, athletics, and even emerging sports, we cover it all. Whether it's the Premier League or the latest NBA showdown, we bring you the stories behind the stars.
Getting an opportunity to become a national team coach, he should understand the politics around football.
And don't miss the prayer of the rabbi.
Joe Zebaut. How Zebaut there? Zebaut won
We're not just about the games, we're about the community.
If you are going to be given this kind of treatment, then you need to be that guy. When I look at him play, he is not it.
Or when it's time for Don't Call Me.
Join
the conversation as we connect with fans across the country and beyond. What's the latest updates? Send us your thoughts and we'll feature your comments live on air. And remember, we like to hear your predictions for matches and your thoughts in general. Think you know who's going to win? Let us know.
Big shout outs to my YouTube people.
Tune in every Friday at 7 p.m. only on 97.3 City FM. Sports Panorama, where sports come alive. Amen. Sports Panorama, your weekly sports fix. Don't miss out on the action. Sports Panorama. Catch the excitement every Friday.
It's time to promote volunteerism, active citizenship, and patriotism in Ghanaian society,
where we shine the spotlight on the unsung heroes among us.
Today, we're not just launching a program, we're igniting a revolution of skills, dreams, and hope.
On Volunteers TV, we highlight and celebrate people and groups that are great examples to us all.
Every single region in Ghana, we're doing something.
Good.
So no one's being left behind.
Over 800 kids that come to school, so having an extra classroom, extra resources will be really, really beneficial.
If you're a volunteer, you are actually serving because you are giving up your time and resources for nothing in return.
Volunteers TV, Sunday at 6:30 p.m. only on Channel 1 TV. This October, Northern Ghana takes center stage. Get ready for the Northern Business Fair 2025, the ultimate one-stop shop for everything made in Ghana in the Savannah, Northern, Northeast, Upper East, and Upper West regions. From hand-woven smocks and intricate crafts to modern manufacturing, innovative packaging of made-in-Ghana products, and thriving homegrown businesses, it's a vibrant celebration of talent, innovation, and authenticity. Brought to you by Channel 1 TV and 97.3 CDFM, it's the biggest trade fair showcasing Kenyan SMEs, startups, research bodies, and indigenous brands making waves across the nation. It's happening on Saturday the 25th and Sunday the 26th of October 2025 at the Tamale Sports Stadium. The time is 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. daily. Want to exhibit? Call 0205-973-973 today and book your space. Don't just hear about it, see it, experience it, and live it. The Northern Business Fair, your market, your connections, your growth. The Northern Business Fair 2025 is powered by Channel 1 TV and 97.3 City FM and is proudly sponsored by EcoBank, Side Hustle, the Ghana Enterprises Agency, and the Ghana Export Promotion Authority.
Everyone, you are welcome to Breakfast Daily right here on Channel 1 TV, and we're excited to be here with you today. And if you know, the show actually, if you don't know actually, the show started with Nana Tufo-Boateng at 7 o'clock, and from now on till 11 a.m., we are going to be taking you on a jolly good ride of infotainment, information, entertainment, some health, and everything that you can think about when it comes to an exciting morning show. My name is Chris Carter.
My name is Jude Duncan. Like Chris said on the show, we get relevant conversations and we try to also bring you, exciting happenings all across. And you don't want to miss any part of the show at all. We'll be having, like Chris said, infotainment conversations. We'll be looking at, some of the big stories in the news as well. We'll also bring you the trends. I know you love that, right? And that segment of the show gets to bring you all what you, our lovely viewers, have been saying about the most topical issues on social media. So it's a fully packed show, promises to be exciting. You don't want to miss any part and bit of it, Chris.
Right, and remember that you are part of the show, so feel free to join in at any time. Send in those questions, those thoughts, those contributions, and even heartfelt messages, birthday messages to your loved ones via the WhatsApp number on the screen. So let's get straight into it. I think we have some reminders. The Channel 1 News app, what do you know about it, Jude?
A lot, because all of the most exciting videos, our viewers love to see. You're just a click away when you log on to the Channel 1 News app. Yesterday, Bernard had an interview with the health minister. I've seen lots of positive reviews from the interview. All of it is on the Channel 1 News app, right? So if you want the latest update in terms of the news, in terms of all of those exciting and very interesting programs and events we have, like the Back to Your Village Food Fair, like the Agri Fair, like the Northern Business Fair, which is about to have happening pretty shortly. All of that and more, you can access all that information on the Channel One News app. It's your one, in all app for everything news, everything content, everything entertainment.
Right. And if you're wondering how to get the Channel One News app, for Android users especially, all you need to do is head to the Google Play Store and then you can download it there. And you can access everything that you want to access that we actually put out on the Channel One News app. Now let's talk about the Northern Business Fair. The Northern Business Fair is going to be happening on the 25th and the 26th of October 2025 at the Tamale Sports Stadium. And this is going to be very exciting, especially for business owners who are into food and packaging, manufacturing, services, NGOs, crafts, textiles and apparels, and fast-moving consumer goods. And also, interestingly, you don't need to be stationed in the north. You can actually be in anywhere in the country and tell yourself, look, I want to expand my business this year. I want people in the north to know what I offer when it comes to the goods and service that I have. So all you need to do is call the number 0205 973 973. 0205 973 973. Promises to be exciting and it promises to be very, 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 very entertaining and also connect businesses to each other. Anyway, if you don't know, this is happening just next week. So you have to call the number in case you're still wondering, oh, should I be part? Oh, should I not be part? Like I always say, if you snooze, you lose.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Yesterday, a friend reached out and said to me that, are we going to have like different kinds of food on display at the Northern Business Fair? Because come to think about it, food is business, right? So if there's someone who has like a Zafi, set up, ready for, I don't know, or even Sheto you can export. Can we come and display there? And I'm like, yeah, why not? Once it's business, of course, it's not going to be like the Back to Your Village food bazaar where it's like strictly a food fair.
So
but if you have any
food,
packaged food that you want to, tell the world about it or show the world about it, definitely this is the platform.
Yeah. A very big thank you to our sponsors, Side Hustle, EcoBank, GEPA, and GEA. Thank you so much for holding us.
The Ghana Enterprises Agency. Interesting. And talking about food, because it's what really keeps the body moving, body, soul, and everything moving. It's funny, Tuesday, right? We had the Food Research Institute from the CSIR. That's a mouthful. And, one thing they said that really stuck on me is that food is a human rights issue.
Of course, it is.
So it's a very important conversation when we have to talk about food and it's related.
And it's part of the SDGs. That's why it's a human rights issue.
And there are some people, the mention of food just excites them.
And today is World Food Day.
Wow, food has a day on its own.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I don't know. After this conversation, they need to be feeding us.
You have to pump up food. And on the note of pumping up food, it's an absolute honor to have joining us in studio Professor Kobe Mensah, who is going to tell us what all of this is about pretty shortly. But he's the CEO of the Ghana Tourism Development Company. I almost said commission, forgive me.
That's all right.
Ghana Tourism Development Company.
Absolutely.
And he's also spearheading the Afro Gastro Festival. You have to pump up.
Mr.
That looks like a lot of food.
Welcome to Breakfast Day.
Excellent. Thank you, George. I'm grateful. You guys are so exciting. Every time when I come on show, I'm listening to you guys, get new ideas, get the pump up feeling,
Thank you.
Good to see you.
One of these days, I need to just do an interview with you on
absolutely
where this whole idea of pump up came from. Because it seems to have like cotton, right?
Well, one time. I mean, it's my way of inspiring myself and of course my students.
Pump
as in the class. So when I ask them about the question and they are, trying to say pump up means it. You have to
bring yourself out.
Exactly. And so I do that to motivate myself, to inspire, especially when I'm faced with challenges. I say, come on, man, pump up.
You can do it.
Pump exactly.
Up. Amazing.
Yeah. So it's a self-motivating, kind of thing that I say.
You've been at the Ghana Tourism Development Company for 7 months?
Just about 7 months.
7 months.
Yes.
How's the experience been like, moving from the classroom
yes.
to now leading a very important aspect, of our national development,
yes.
right? Trying to bring in, a lot more tourists into the country, looking at the business side of it. How has the experience been in the past 7 months?
Absolutely. Yeah, thank you. Let me say, greetings from my minister, and Honorable Abdullah Jifar Gomashi, whose vision is driving this particular program, the Afro-Gastro. And of course, let me say that I'm grateful to the president, for appointing me to do what I love doing. Obviously, explore my ideas, Over the period, having taught, tourism marketing in school, taught the students how to actually bring even the most obscure tourism space into reality using technology. The president thought that perhaps I can bring that to the national level, and therefore gave me the opportunity. So my experience for the last 7 months, it's been amazingly wonderful, trying to bring the theory into the practical world. I mean, you have to demonstrate that what we say in class is true, right? So the students are watching, and say, yeah, you've been saying a lot of things, now let's do it.
Yeah.
And I'm fantastically doing it with my team, a fantastic team, the office that I'm in.
It's interesting, and I really, I know maybe you can't share this, but I'm interested in what the president told you on marching orders, because you are one of many, academics, the president brought into his government. So the likes of yourself, you saw Professor Jampo,
Lord Mensah,
Prof. Lord Mensah,
Professor
Ali Dussel, who is now entering parliament. There's like a whole generation of hardcore
Nana Kluche,
the EPA,
EPA,
Nana Kluche Brown, and there's also even Professor Gachi, from UCC. So what's the feeling like amongst colleague lecturers, academics?
It's an assembly of people the president thinks they have what it takes to do it, and we have. Look, we have a platform called Academics in Government.
Have you always been? Had you always been partisan?
I don't think most of us have been. We've been very political, obviously in our perspective, because we have interest in the country, but we haven't been partisan.
Have you had
that's the difference.
Do you have an NDC card?
No.
You've never had an NDC card?
I keep telling people that I'm a very center-left person. At one point, I had that kind of interaction, but I haven't been actively engaged, And obviously, somebody who is an Nkrumahist, you definitely would mean that I'm center-left, right? So I keep saying I haven't been actively engaged, within the partisan space. But for politics, I've been very political. I mean, you can't teach political marketing without being political. I mean, how? So when I was in England, I was like, you cannot be a political strategist sitting in England. I mean, you have to be where the action is, so that you can actually sort of strategize for the politician. How could you be in England and say you're strategizing for a politician in Ghana? It doesn't work. So I had to transition, come home and do the thing. And since I've worked with quite a lot of politicians, about strategy, about gauging the sort of the mood of the voters. Obviously, media analysis, trying to tell the politician, the media discusses how do they approach it. So I've advised quite a lot of politicians, and they've enjoyed the service. Now the president say, come and do tourism.
All right, so now talking about tourism, and you are coming, obviously the team is coming up with the Afro-Gastro Festival, which is part of the Black Star experience. But now the question is, how does gastronomy fit into tourism?
Absolutely. I mean, we say that, in the travel and tourism space, we say that tour is the essential. Anything else is what we call incidental, all right? So to travel is an incidental to tourism. Accommodation is incidental to tourism. Obviously, restaurants, as in gastronomy, is incidental to tourism. But that is the most connected part or the most personal part of the tourism, all right? Before somebody journeys out, you're thinking, what you're going to eat, because obviously you have to be mindful that you don't get upsetting stomach, all right? Because that will ruin your journey, isn't it? And so for me, the gastronomy part or the food part of tourism is the most personal and the most connected. Why? Because we identify with what we eat. And I have always been reflecting. I said, okay, so when our people were journeyed or were sent to the other side, you probably would quickly adapt what you were. Your accent, because you have to interact with people. So you might have changed, adapt your language. But what you eat
still remains.
Would definitely be with you for a long time. Why? Because it will bring you memories from home. It will connect you back to your root, etc. So it is very appropriate that our president, first president of this country, Osagyefo Takamako, talked about the united African race. It is very much appropriate for us to take the conversation further and say, we are one people. If we really want to see that, maybe you are not seeing it, look into what we eat and you will find the similarities, etc. So the Honorable Minister actually says that when she was in her private businesses, she had connected with countries that have similar food stuff with us.
Yeah.
And she amazes, I mean, it amazes her to go to, let's say, Equatorial Guinea, to go to other countries and see that, oh, wow, they're eating exactly what we eat in the country, Ghana. That tells you that our story is the same. So there's a shared cultural identity through food. And so we're saying that if PANAFest was for us to reflect on our shared heritage, if a Year of Return was for us to reflect that, look, we probably have overcome our stay by going to the other side, so it's time to come home and for us to establish our common heritage. Afro-Gastro is for us to reflect our shared cultural identity through food. And that is very personal and that is very family-oriented.
You know,
and that's why we're pushing this Afro-Gastro.
See, Chris,
so the Honorable Minister sees the vision of the President with the Black Star experience and said, look, this can be fulfilled and be well connected through Afro-Gastro. And that's why she's so passionate about pushing this.
Chris, you've done quite some travel on the continent, you know, particularly West Africa. And I get the sense of what you're saying, because, you know, Ghana and Nigeria are stuck in a never-ending jollof war, right? And there's Senegal, who I understand are the actual originators of everything. I may be wrong.
Absolutely,
you know? And you talk about fufu, and I hear it's also in Nigeria.
Yes, Nigeria
except that it's slightly different.
It's slightly different. Togolese have fufu, and the Ivorians have fufu, but they call it futu. The Cameroonians also have fufu.
So clearly,
everybody has the same thing.
They have this akpele kind of thing that they call it saza. All right, because even in England, a lot of the Zimbabweans they say, oh, I'm going to have saza. When you go and check, it's like this or what plate type of thing.
So there are historical linkages to our food.
Absolutely.
As a people.
Absolutely.
And in your estimation, that's an untapped potential.
Yes, we haven't explored it as much as we should. And for me, I think that instead of us having pizzas littered on our street, you want to see other flavors of African origin. So if we can actually bring Mexicans, you know, they're Afro-Mexicans, Brazilian, you know, food, you get to Peru, and we can see the Peruvian African-oriented food, Brazilian African-oriented food, Mexican African, even India, littered on our street. How is it going to be like? So there's a cultural diplomacy as much as commercial rationalism behind this Afro-Gastro.
Right.
That, in fact, when people meet behind food, all anger goes.
That's so true.
So, I mean, who sits by food and be angry? Come on, right?
So when is the Afro-Gastro Festival?
Yeah, it's actually tomorrow. Tomorrow is Friday, right? 17th.
Tomorrow.
So it's 17th, 18th at Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park.
Is it free?
Where the action of the united African race actually started. That's where we're having it. So I'm sure our president, first president, will be so pleased to see that we have taken the African race, united African race, a further notch down the line by saying that let's think of ourselves as one family across the table.
Right.
Doing what we love best, the food. And through that, we're actually celebrating the farmers. we're celebrating our common shared identity through food.
Prof, there are concerns that, for example, as a people, nationally, you've not fully even explored the local scene, right? So, for example, even here in Ghana, there are people who hail from certain parts of the country, but are now, living in Accra, who don't know the full extent of their food from their local village, right? So, what do you say to people who say, see, why don't we start local or national first before we look at the sub-region?
Afro-Gastro is not only Pan-African or Pan, African heritage, but it's local. In fact, the traditional, traditional food, association or whatever they call it.
There's an association like that.
Yeah, those who make, local foods, they are there, they are in it. In fact, the entire Ghanaian food is displayed.
Yeah.
Then the Brazilians, the Mexicans, the Peruvian, and the other countries who are coming, the African groups are coming. So it is not like we're only concentrating, it's an entirety of it. And most of them forget, we've been doing a local Ghanaian, fully Ghanaian thing. The Center for National Culture have been doing this annually.
Okay.
Local Ghanaian food. In fact, Ghana Tourism Authority did 68 at 68. That is 68 Ghanaian foods at 68
wow.
years, which was the last March when we did the Heritage Month. So there are so many of
locally focused ones.
That's right.
Are displayed.
Wow. And but even then, we're still saying that this does not take us away. In fact, we are displaying the entirety of Ghana to our brothers and sisters of African descent, and then we're saying, let us see what you have that we share in common, so that we can really identify our, commonality, share commonality.
Yeah. I believe that will also help the gastronomic industry because of the type of chefs that we are seeing these days.
Absolutely.
They're really playing with everything we have here. On Saturday, I had a dark chocolate cake for dessert, only for the chef to come out and say it was made from plantain.
Wow. Wow.
Wait, what's the connection? Chocolate and plantain.
Absolutely.
Is that even
So
possible?
it was not flour.
Yes.
Okay.
And you see what
it
you're
was
saying?
plantain.
Yeah.
But it was dark chocolate.
Yeah,
and it was fudgy and smooth, like real dark chocolate.
Oh, wow.
This experience that you talked about, the Honorable Minister, Ablaji Fagumashi, actually told us about similar experience. She'd been to a place and there was a fine dining that was, chops, small chops. And then by the time she was, finished, it was actually apparently yam or something that is being cut in a particular way of like, how do you call it? I'm not good at these things, but the thing that you take small, small chops.
Small chops, yeah.
And she was like, wow, you don't mean it? I said, yes, it was. So it's also about exploring new ways
to use our things.
Exactly. So it is not cutting away at all. It's about us realizing that our brothers and sisters also do these things in a much different way, the way we do it.
Let me put you on the spot. What's your favorite local meal?
Oh, for me, it's always about Gary, man. I'm from New Takrady.
Gary.
I'm telling you.
Which one? Gary? They have the white one and they have the yellow one.
No, as for New Takrady, it's either Auna Gary. We used to call Auna Gary or
so do you soak
Gary.
it or you do it like a bar?
That one. Those of us from the fishing communities. You're from the Gary boy. Those who know, with the
fish and the pepper.
Yeah. Which we call it accra, right? Yeah. You put it any day.
So have you eaten pink Gary before?
Which one?
Pink Gary.
Pink Gary.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. We call it Auna Gary.
Yeah.
In my hometown, in Nitakari.
So will it be on display at the Afro-Gastro Festival?
You can imagine everything.
No, Afro come.
No,
Afro this. At the tag along.
Come with a very empty. A very fastened stomach.
But is it free?
Absolutely free.
Absolutely
Gate
free.
open, fully open, 360. We're saying that Fill the Place, Kwame Nkrumah will be there to see his young ones, interacting with the Black African race, from all over, Peru, Mexico, Brazil, and they feel connected. That indeed, when we say we're one people, we're not just saying it.
Yeah.
It is
We
evident.
are living it, yeah.
It's evident.
Our way of life,
Exactly.
including
It is evident.
the food we
Look,
eat.
When I went to South Africa first, I remember when I used to work with Sito, my first travel, I went to about 8 African countries. South Africa was the last before I left for England. The day we left, the week we were eating pizza and rice and things. Look, we had to go to that. We said, "Nah, we have to eat fufu."
You have to change. You have to change
So we
the
had to
local
go and
scene.
look for, ingredient, and we couldn't have this, so we had to use what's it called, potato powder or whatever.
Yeah.
So that tells you that when people sojourn, they definitely want to remember home.
Yeah.
You can eat your pizzas, rice. There's a point where you get to say, nah, man.
Yeah, I feel
So you go and look for ingredient that you can adapt.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
To remind you of home. And so our brothers and sisters who went to the other side of the Atlantic definitely held on to some of these identities.
Yeah.
All right. Held on to. They can adapt the breakfast, but surely the dinner. All right. They would want to remember home.
Where they come
so no matter where you are, once you're black, you might be eating something that we're eating.
Definitely.
And we're saying, bring it on. Let's all examine it and see how best we can share that conversation.
Thank you so much for your time.
Mr. Duncan.
It's been an absolute pleasure.
It looks like it's been a long time I read your tweet.
Oh, I want to cool down small. I want to cool down small.
Excellent,
We are working for Mother Ghana, so we want to.
Thank you.
But it's always a pleasure engaging you.
Thank you. I'm grateful.
I like the way your
Thank you
mind
so
works
much.
on
I'm
some of
grateful.
these things.
I'm
So,
grateful. Thank
yeah.
you.
But we want to just show our viewers, Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time. But I want to give our viewers a glimpse of what this festival is all about. So you try to see really what happens there so you can make a choice for yourself. Let's take a quick look at this video.
Get ready! The Ministry of Tourism, Culture and Creative Arts, under the leadership of Honorable Abdullah Jifagumashi and Deputy Minister Honorable Yusuf Jaja, presents the Afro Gastro Festival 2025. This is coming your way from the Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park on October 17th and 18th, 10 a.m. each day. A 2-day celebration of African culinary heritage, creativity, and sustainability under the theme Connecting Cultures Through Food, Music, and Heritage. Come and experience the best of African foods, music, and culture as chefs, food lovers, and creatives from across the continent and the diaspora gather to showcase the flavors that unite us all. Day 1 will celebrate the Black Star heritage, a culinary journey through our roots. Day 2 brings flavors without borders, celebrating sustainable food from over 30 countries across the world. Come and enjoy the chef battles, street food villages, cultural performances, storytelling, and the vibrant Accra City Night Tour. Yes, contact 0559 363 766 for reservations. It's more than a festival. It's a movement celebrating unity, creativity, and African pride. The Afro Gastro Festival 2025, connecting cultures through food, music, and heritage.
Welcome back. So you have it there for yourself. The Afro Gastro Festival is happening tomorrow at the Independence Avenue. Prof. Kobe Mensah was here to give us the Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park. I beg your pardon. Professor Kobe Mensah was here to give us all the insights and details to that really big food festival happening tomorrow. Chris,
Right. We should go, right?
Yeah.
Do you like food, though?
I'll eat. I mean, who doesn't like food?
No, some people just eat, but they do
For
not like
eating
food.
sake.
Yeah, you have to enjoy food.
Yeah. There are
It's
some
an
foods
art.
I enjoy. There are others I'd rather pass.
Oh no, I try to eat everything.
There are some people, they eat everything.
Yeah,
but I don't
I'm
want
one
to-
of those people.
But it's also problematic.
Why? I try to explore.
No, if you eat, let me not go there. But you have to be very careful and mindful of what you eat and how you eat.
No, that's why I said it's an art. You have to love food.
No, the excessive love of it is gluttony.
Not that type.
And that is a sin.
No, I don't do gluttony.
Yeah,
I like to experience food.
fair enough. So, guys, we delve into the big conversations now. All of what you've been saying that has come up in the trends, right? And we'll start off with, it's been a very footballish, football related, of course, because the World Cup qualifiers have been around. But for now, it's music dominated because there's an ongoing beef Charlie.
Yeah. So we have Molly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll shake it to the max. Crooner, Molly and Zinoliski, a Nigerian artist. He used to be very good, but after the Mobatin, like I stopped paying attention to him because his name was part of the whole brouhaha. But anyway, Molly and Zinoliski are on the trends. And why are they on the trends? Because they are actually going through an online feud right now. So the Shake It to the Max hitmaker actually saw a tweet that somebody made, and the person said Molly featuring Zinoliski. And Molly was like, who is this one? Like, what's all this thing? What's going on here? What do you mean, with who? Who are we talking about? And then Zino came out of nowhere, and then Zino tweeted, and
okay, so there's a tweet, right?
Yeah.
Questioning who?
Yes. And Zino said, she said who?
Who said who?
Yeah, she, like, I don't want to use the word, but clearly people can read, and it was very degrading and everything. Then he came back again and said, a 2-hit wonder, I don't even know the other song. And Molly replied saying, well, I'm grateful not to be known by you. The people who know me are not local champions. I mean, that really hits hard though. So, yeah, Molly is actually in the trends for that, but people are saying that this is a planned thing, either planned by Zinoliski or either planned by Molly, and also because for the fact that it's coincidentally trending with the fact that she's about to release a song with South African Tyler.
For context sake, right, Molly is the most streamed artist on Shazam.
Well, now, yeah.
I think her
with Shake It to the Max.
Her Shake It to the Max music is the most streamed, or at the point was the most streamed
at a point
music on Shazam, and I think that's big enough, right? But of course, she's out there, but I don't think she's like a mainstay act. You say she's now like a mainstay kind of act.
I want to hear 5 more songs. And I want those 5 more songs to
also
trend, like,
go. So, for example, like go in the footsteps of maybe Thames or Ira Star.
Exactly. What will make you a full stay act for me is, if you're giving us back-to-back hits.
How many hits does she have right now? 2.
I only know 1.
Yeah, but I see the 1 hit was big enough. Some people like there are 10 hits. It doesn't be. People have like 20 hit songs, but cumulatively, all those 20 hits doesn't make up for how viral her Shake It to the Max went.
That's what I'm saying. So like, we want more of that.
Before we consider her in the category of Thames, Jackie.
Really?
Or Jackie's not part.
No, you're putting her with Thames.
So I'm saying that's before she enters. So like, for example, now there's Ira Star, right? There's Thames. There's even
even Amare.
Amare.
Yes.
But even Amare says some way. People disagree.
They're trying. What I'll say is that they're trying.
Or Jackie, before she gets to the level of Jackie.
They're trying.
Before she gets to the level of Jackie.
They're trying.
They'll say it into your chest.
You're not going to hear from me, they're trying.
Anyway, so I think this is needless, right? They should sort themselves out. Anyway, so Hanel M, that's the handle, tweets and says, but honestly, apart from Shake It to the Max, I don't even know any other song from Molly. We should stop pretending that she's bigger than Zino. Zino was big way back in 2018. Interesting. Rita Frank also says, proud Ghanaian, but comparing this lady to Zino, dear Charlie, Zino different. Nigerians will no value him. Happy for Zinotics or Zinodicts. Indect Media also says, Zino is bigger. I beg, Molly, no, they come close. Moving on. At K Finisher 08, girl is moving around the world, but one is just moving around Lagos. That is so foul. That is so foul. Gold Adena tweets and says, I'm a Ghanaian. Molly no fit sell out any show for GH. Charlie Sean the Cap. Charlie, let's put it in perspective.
No, you know what? I was actually listening to a podcast yesterday. It's on music business. Yeah, it's on music business, and one of the biggest producers were on it. Biggest producers from Africa were on it. This guy had done a lot of hit songs for people in Africa and also in the West, the likes of Chris Brown, I think Drake too, some Nigerian guys called Chopsticks, yeah. And he even was on Burna's album, and he even won a Grammy. So yeah, so listening to him was quite intensive. When he says that we are excited, Africans are always excited about numbers of streams, but when the streams are not coming from your country, you should have a problem with that. Because when you look at other markets like China and Tanzania and K-pop music, their songs are usually streamed by the people in the country. And he said that is real success for him when it comes to streaming, especially for the fact that artists are always happy about the numbers. So I was listening to him, and he sort of like made sense. And I also want to side with maybe Molly for now. I like Zeno. I've known Zeno for a very long time, but I think both of them are great. But
there are levels to it.
It's not about.
I want you to contextualize.
I want to say something.
Yeah.
I get money before, not means I get money now.
So he's not as big. So you should calm down. Who are the biggest female artists in Ghana right now? Top 2. Jackie's one, right?
Yeah.
And who else?
Amare,
she's not Ghanaian like that, you know. I want like a fully bred, you know, Ghana act.
So then Molly is not even Ghanaian.
Yeah, fair. Yeah. Okay, fine. So Molly and Jackie, who is bigger in Ghana?
Jackie. In Ghana,
yeah, Jackie's bigger. So
Yeah.
there was all this fuss about, because
So it's basically the same thing I was telling you. Number of streams, and they're not coming
but
from
she
your
has
country.
only one. She has only one hit song.
That's what I'm saying.
But that hit song went global. So that's her leverage.
That's why I say I want more of the hits.
But Jackie has also like really big hits, right?
Yes.
So for example, her remix with was it Rima?
Rema, yeah, I think it's Rema.
Yeah, that was like
No, Omale.
Yeah. Omale. That was chart topping, right?
Yeah.
So, see, I think Molly is great, but she needs to do a lot more to be considered like the girl, you know. See, Ira has done it with it's like 2 or 3 or 4, you know, back to back. Terms after Essence has been unstoppable.
Yeah.
You know, Essence is the music she did with Wizkid.
Tiwa Savage.
You know, Tiwa Savage, she's been like, yes.
Yeah.
You know, so to be considered as a local champion, maybe she's international, but even that, she'll need to sustain the kind of numbers she has, and it will tell in the music she puts out. So we'll see how it goes.
Anyway, good luck to both of them. I mean, they all make great music.
There's I don't know him.
You don't know him? No. If you listen to his song, if you listen to his song, then you probably know it's him.
Really?
Yeah, he has great songs.
What's the most
great voice.
common song?
I can't, remember.
Then you know Rich. If you can't top of your head say that, Charlie, this is the song.
No, I stopped
then
listening to
Rich.
Zeno, or I had little fear, negative thing for him after the whole Mohbad thing. It just my mind just switched. Yeah. But anyway, we have another one. Nigeria's in the trends, and this time it's with Osimhen, Davido's tour, and etc. You know, Victor Osimhen is being called one of the best, if not the best, strikers in the world right now. I don't know, like everybody's talking about it on social media because of what happened. I do not know why all this is happening.
Let's be guided. Osimhen is a very good footballer, but he's not he's not the best striker in the world, and that is fact.
No, he didn't say he's the best.
One of the best.
He said one of the best.
Oh, but anybody can be one of the best.
So yeah, so one of the best does not mean he's the best.
Yeah, but
So they are the best, sir. He's part of the best,
see,
sir.
If he was truly minded about helping this country, he shouldn't have had Nigeria going through this long route. And it's not even certain that they'll qualify for the World Cup. You know, so we'll give him his flowers. When it mattered most, he showed up. And sometimes you need that, right? But there have been instances where others have felt that he didn't really hit the mark, or he hasn't really performed at levels expected of him, especially for Nigeria.
And we have Romanian fans that put out a banner, Defend Nigerian Christians. That one is trending too, and it's we can see it on the screen, and it's also about the ongoing conversation happening on Twitter, and it's about people saying there is a wipeout of Christians happening in the north of Nigeria. Yeah.
Unfortunate scenes. We hope that global attention also turns to some of these issues, right? Because it's not a good look for the the continent and Nigeria particularly. So shout outs to the Romanian team for sending out the message. Sometimes when they put these messages on international platforms, it has its own way of rallying the community together to pay critical attention to all of these issues. So solid work by the team. We'll see and we're following these issues keenly. Anyway, let's check out the video of the day because we have to go into other things.
Gaga, beating on the mountain, wamba, gaga, gaga, you be jam waba, daddy, oh, back, oh, aquaba, Gaga, beating on the mountain, wamba, gaga, gaga, you be jam waba, daddy, oh, back, oh, aquaba.
I would describe this as men in tech.
Really?
Innovations.
No, this is atatikwa. It is outdated tech. You have to be serious.
No, but it's like, this is exactly what we call 2-in-1.
But how does he even do the soup? How does he know the soup is ready?
He'll bring it down.
Charlie, we have to be serious in this country. That's what I have to say. Let's be serious in this country. Charlie, others are developing bicycles that are flying in the air. Then you sat down and all you could come up with as innovation is a fufu. Charlie,
no, but this can actually be a prototype for a future.
It can be any prototype for what kind of? Charlie, let's be serious, guys. That's
a future
all I'll
robot.
say. His mates in China and US are developing, Charlie, things that meet world needs.
Don't you think it's a mobile kitchen?
It's not a mobile. It's just recklessness and guys, don't anyway. So
Jude is not finding this funny.
I think it's just interesting to look at.
Right.
But there are more serious things, But anyway.
Anyway, so heading to more serious things. I remember it's still Cybersecurity Awareness Month. And obviously, today we have another video for you. And after that, we're going to be speaking to Prof. Zorian Mitrovic, who's the CEO of Mitrovic Development and Research Institute, and has been taking us through things that we need to know when it comes to cybersecurity. Let's check out this video and we'll be back.
Imagine getting a message appearing to be from a friend, urgently requesting money. Is it really your friend on the other end of the line? Or could it be a scam designed to deceive you? Welcome to A Safer You, your guide to safer digital living. Brought to you by Digital Unbounded and Channel One TV. Your social media connects you to friends and family, but it also connects you to scammers. On WhatsApp and Facebook, they use trust to trick you into giving away money or information. Scammers build fake online relationships to win your trust. Then they ask for money. Maybe it's someone you've never met who says they love you after a few days. Maybe they say they need help with travel, an emergency, or money to finally meet you in person. Be cautious if someone you met online moves too fast. And never send money to someone you've only spoken to virtually. On WhatsApp and Facebook, scammers often pretend to be your real friends. You might get a message saying, "Hi, I lost my phone. Can you send me mobile money?" Or maybe your friend's hacked account sends an urgent request for cash. Always confirm by calling your friend directly. And be suspicious of any message that sounds rushed or emotional, even if it comes from a familiar name. Scammers also target people looking for ways to grow their money. They post ads saying, "Invest 100, get 1,000 in 2 days." Or they add you to WhatsApp groups promising guaranteed returns. But here's the truth. If it sounds too good to be true, it is. Stick to trusted financial institutions only. Social media scams prey on trust. Protect yourself by slowing down, verifying, and never sending money without checking. Here's your action plan. Be cautious with online relationships. Confirm messages from friends and avoid quick profit schemes. On WhatsApp and Facebook, trust carefully. Stay smart, stay safe, stay secure. A Safer You is brought to you by Digital Unbounded in partnership with Channel One TV.
All right, you're welcome back, and that's the tip for the Cybersecurity Awareness Month, and it was all about social media scams. Now it's time for us to speak to Professor Zoran Mitrovic, who is the CEO of Mitrovic Development and Research Institute and the official expert of the European Commission Research Executive Agency. Hi, Prof.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning, how are you?
Nice, thanks, and glad to chat again.
All right, so let's get straight into it. Today we are talking about social media scams. How rampant are social media scams?
We are all on some kind of social media. So what we're doing there, we're giving our information for free.
Okay.
So bad people have not to ask us to give some sensitive information. We do it freely, and then they misuse it to trick us using something like social engineering, which is actually a fancy term for tricking people into giving private information or access. So it is kind of digital camouflage that they use, and getting data from something we call your open source intelligence, like a Facebook, like your Twitter, your Instagram, or whatever it is.
Right,
So
right.
it is,
Right. So how do we know which which information that comes to us is a scam?
but information, it is usually something that asks you to do something urgently, do something straight away, and they manipulate with our emotions like helpfulness, trust, and we respond to strong emotions quickly just to kind of deal with the problem that they serve in front of us, because it is fake a problem. Yes.
Of persons who are not really literate and have to use digital tools. What are some of the safeguards they can use to keep safe, especially when they have to use their mobile phones and other digital devices, but are not really sophisticated to understand how some of these things work? What are some of the very basic ways they can keep safe?
But first of all, it is a basic hygiene. So we have to prevent people to come into our devices easily by having weak passwords and that kind of things. But we basically cannot prevent some of bad people to come into our devices with our accounts. It depends who they are. If they are, for example, organized criminal groups or state-sponsored groups, there is no protection. Fortunately, they are not interested in us, ordinary people. But other bad actors can misuse, abuse everything what we post on the social media, and then first of all avoid sharing sensitive information. Whatever device you have, is it a smart or you use your laptop or phone, stop sharing your sensitive information like your location, your birth dates. They can use it to track your ID numbers, etc., etc. So just the basic hygiene first, whatever you do and whatever device you use online.
Interesting. Prof, again, based on your expertise, right, will you say a country like Ghana is catching up with the pace with which some of these AI scams are happening? And what will you say are some of the ways we can also, as a country, mitigate the effects of AI-related scams?
Yeah, that's a good question, because AI scams are now getting prevalent. Yeah, so not just the Ghana, whole world, and especially developing countries that don't have developed AI for protection. So to counter AI scams, we have to use AI again. Yeah. So first of all, how we use that. We use AI to help us, for example, craft a strong password. Then we use AI to check if some little movie or clip is really actually deep fake or fake movie or not. Yeah. But again, we have to be very careful when AI is in question, because AI can hallucinate and give us false positives or false negatives. In other words, it makes a story for us that we will believe. They will say to us, no, it's not scam. You really can click on that. Yeah. So then can be biased, and bad actors can poison your prompts to trick AI to craft for them some malicious software to trick us. So it's not easy for us humans to directly perceive what is asking. So we must develop AI capacity and capabilities of people to use AI to defense against AI scams.
Interesting. Talk to us around how academia in Ghana and industry can work together to also safeguard, the country against cybersecurity threats. You're a professor, you are also in industry. So how can academia and industry come together, to safeguard all of the cybersecurity threats we face as a country, here in Ghana?
Yeah, that's an excellent question. Yeah, I mean, there must be cooperation, not just between industry and academia, but government must come into the play. And then we must also have international cooperation, particularly when you talk about Africa, inter-Africa cooperation, like this one, South Africa, Ghana. So that at universities we teach theories, we teach models, etc. But academics, they are not in the industry. Also in the industry, they don't know exactly how to apply that, in proper settings. So then we need expertise of the industry that will say about nitty-gritties, and we have to get it together to make something workable for ordinary people. In other words, to translate academic stuff into practical stuff in which industry is much more experienced. So
interesting.
Basically, that's it.
I would want you to also talk to us briefly around cybersecurity training and also the research gaps, because again, for a country like Ghana, with the fast pace of the industry and how technology is moving, some experts within the space feel like we are lagging behind as a country. So what should be the training priorities, and how can we also beef up research, for institutions like the Data Protection Commission, for institutions like the Cybersecurity Authority here in Ghana, to catch up with modern trends and also train, local capacity to meet the demands for a fast-moving industry?
Yeah, that's a crucial question, not just in Ghana, and in whole Africa and all developing countries. Yeah, how to, how to cooperate, how you actually again merge that, and how you build capacity. I was fortunate to craft two South African national policies on e-skills, on capacity development for humans, users of technology, in this case AI technology. And then you've got the two kind of capacities that you have to develop. You have to develop your AI developing capacities, development of AI, that means technical capacities, and you have to have develop capacities of the users using AI beneficially. If people don't know how to use it beneficially, if they fall for tricks, as I mentioned, hallucination or the other one is bias. So there is no good option if you don't merge those two capacities, technical capacities and people capacities, to use that. And then research comes here to tell us how to use it in a particular settings. It is not the same in the US, in the UK, in Europe, or Africa, Ghana, even not Ghana and South Africa, because you've got something particular, your particular culture that you have to put into your thinking when you design their skills programs, skills enhancing program. So it's not the same. I'm always in favor to giving that African flavor whatever we do. After 30 and something years in Africa, you can see I'm almost more African than European. Yes.
Interesting. Prof. Zoran, talk to us also around how a country like Ghana should focus, on, and I'm referring to government. So in Ghana, we have a government program, right, which is seeking to train 1 million coders. So talk to us around how we can also streamline our priorities to look out for issues around AI-related, aspects of this. 1 million coders. Others have said maybe it should have been in AI, for example. Others have said it should have been in other technology-based fields. So what should be the priority of the government in ensuring that we also catch up with the modern trends?
Yeah, first of all, the government is there to make enabling environment, not to teach people. Universities and colleges, and even private organizations can teach people. Government must make environment, viable for that, for other people, universities and industry come and teach people. So that is a government policy. 1 million to train 1 million people. It's okay, but do we have an infrastructure for that?
Yeah.
If we have infrastructure in place, that's the first thing that government has to give us infrastructure that we can do any teaching. In technology, if you want to use it beneficially, there is some kind of a model that says access, adoption, appropriation. It is for all technology, including AI. That means you first give people access, whether it is user, whether it's people in research, developing data, the access to technology, which means infrastructure and access to particular technology. Then, second is adoption. We teach people how to use that.
Yeah.
And the third one is appropriation. We teach people how to use that beneficially in certain context.
Interesting.
Whether it's at the university for teaching, whether it is for ordinary users to use it for everyday work and life.
So access, adoption, and appropriation. I hope I got
that's
you.
one of bundles.
I hope I got you correctly.
Yes.
Amazing. My final question to you is, how would a robust, cybersecurity environment for Ghana look like? Assuming government is minded to address all of the issues you've raised today, just very briefly, you talk about access, you talk about adoption, you talk about appropriation. If government wants to work on all of these issues, how would a very safe environment look like? How would success within the cybersecurity space look like, again, for a country like Ghana?
Yeah, but again, like similar countries, developing countries, you have to have certain policies that will make that enabling environment. So there is no, in this short space, I cannot tell you all elements, but they have to make good environment for development. But But underlying everything what I said so far is for government to foster development of cybersecurity culture among citizens, all of us. So professionals, ordinary citizens, cybersecurity culture first of all. So if we have a good behavior, with the cybersecurity, which comes from top, always from government in the country or executives in an organization, then we, on top of that, we can build everything. We can build trust, we can build environment, we can be comfortable learning, etc., etc. So it is first about government policies, and we can, at the Digital Bounded, we can help. We can help with government policies. As I said, first education. When you enable access, adoption, and appropriation of technology, AI in this case, then you have now to educate masses to use that. It is not beneficial if it's just a few people. Ghana's got about 30 and something million people.
Interesting.
It's not enough that 5 million people learn about that. So country cannot advance. You will have then that gap. What we call that technology gap.
Right. All right. So, Prof. So before we let you go, what are some tips that you will actually give people watching you right now? I mean, not everybody is tech savvy, so what are the simple tips that you can actually give people right now to protect themselves when it comes to probably the social media scams or things that we need to know around, this cyberspace?
Yeah, but what we mentioned so far in our little videos and in our discussions here, that's cybersecurity hygiene, basic one. Secure your account with a good password or two-factor authentication, or even three factors. So first of all, secure access to your account. Okay. Then, when you are in, be careful what you share. Even your people that want a job at some company, people at that company, HR people, will check your social media. If they post something, carelessly, they can be eliminated as candidates. Never mind that the hackers can use it. Bad people can use it to make a video, fake videos, what we call deep fakes, and say something that you never say, but they put it on social media like you said it. So just don't share excessively. If you go on your Facebook and you said, "Oh, I'm having a nice time in Maldives, I'm going to stay here until the end of October," what did you say to people? Come to my home and rob me. So these basic things must be basics. So I advise people to watch our series first of all, and if they want more, they can contact us at Digital and Bounded, and we will help them gladly.
Prof. Zoran, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
One of my favorite footballers is called Mitrovic. Do you know him?
Alexander.
Yeah. Do you watch him?
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah. I like his game a lot, and I also like your game in the AI and cybersecurity space. Thank you so much for all that you're doing.
Thank you.
Amazing.
All right.
So Prof. Zoran Mitrovic, and for football lovers, I'm not sure he's related, but if you're a football lover, I'm sure you've come across the footballer as well. And I was just ending on that note with him. Chris, that's serious.
It's very serious.
We talk about it, but if you've not been a victim of it, you don't appreciate it, And people say, "Oh, I'm too smart to fall victim to the threats of cybersecurity," but you don't know. Maybe you may not fall victim, but somebody close to you might be victim of it. So that's why it's important we send a message out there.
Even countries fall victim of it.
Exactly. I think that we need to continue the conversation, and I'm so happy that we've taken it upon ourselves as a media organization for the whole month of October.
Yeah.
So whilst we push breast cancer awareness, we are also pushing this. And I don't know about you, but I've had quite some positive feedback with all that we're doing. So, for example, on Monday when we discussed one of the issues, I had somebody say, "Oh, send me the link to the conversation you have today," because they wanted to go back and pay more attention to some of the things we discussed. So I think we're making significant progress or steady progress.
Right.
So Yeah, amazing.
Anyway, it was a great conversation we had, and we still have another exciting conversation, especially around the Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So we'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll get all your questions ready. You can send it to us, and then we will get to talk about it.
Almost here.
Wait a minute. This one too, your friend Kwame.
Wait, Kwame. As in the same Kwame again?
Yes, Mommy.
The second coming. Into all this tension just to reintroduce that broke boy from Kaswa.
Why would you deceive the family like this again? Now I understand the whole delay. Troll from Kaswa dear. Why wouldn't he be late? Or be late?
Of course.
Star 712 hash, star 712 hash. Yeah, you go be the luckiest. Go be from Georgia, be luckiest. From Latveria, cause she be luckiest. Yeah, you go be luckiest. No matter why you're luckiest. Everybody go be the luckiest.
That's Kwame!
Send your God the apple boom. If you're poor, what's that? So would the coming of the Son of Man be.
Hey!
Is that his car?
Dial star 712 hash. Choose your ticket. Enter your lucky number. Follow the prompts and let destiny handle the rest.
This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
Need your attention, please. Mnet Movies 4 brings you Action HQ.
Before I describe the job, I have to know you can do it.
The movie festival where action never clocks out.
1, 2, 3.
Go! Business as usual means fist first, questions later. We don't do spreadsheets. Some car keys, a couple of guns. We do high speeds. Put your foot to that floor and you hurt. Our management style, very hands-on. Water cooler chats, surprisingly inspirational.
I live my life a quarter mile at a time.
This October, Mnet Movies 4 is mission control for mayhem.
Complete destruction.
It's home base for heroics. It's Action HQ. Consider your couch the corner office of chaos. This is not a drill. Report to Action HQ all month long on Mnet Movies 4, where action never clocks out.
This October, Northern Ghana takes center stage. Get ready for the Northern Business Fair 2025, the ultimate one-stop shop for everything made in Ghana in the Savannah, Northern, Northeast, Upper East, and Upper West regions. From hand-woven smocks and intricate crafts to modern manufacturing, innovative packaging of made-in-Ghana products, and thriving homegrown businesses, it's a vibrant celebration of talent, innovation, and authenticity. Brought to you by Channel 1 TV and 97.3 CDFM, it's the biggest trade fair showcasing Kenyan SMEs, startups, research bodies, and indigenous brands making waves across the nation. It's happening on Saturday the 25th and Sunday the 26th of October 2025 at the Tamale Sports Stadium. The time is 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. daily. Want to exhibit? Call 0205-973-973 today and book your space. Don't just hear about it, see it, experience it, and live it. The Northern Business Fair, your market, your connections, your growth. The Northern Business Fair 2025 is powered by Channel 1 TV and 97.3 CDFM and is proudly sponsored by EcoBank, Side Hustle, the Ghana Enterprises Agency, and the Ghana Export Promotion Authority. In a world filled with challenges, we all need guidance, hope, and a lifeline to anchor us.
This is Lifeline, and I'm your host, Fred Crunchy Mensah.
from social issues, relationship challenges, and family matters. Lifeline is here to inspire, uplift, and guide you on your journey.
Where we give you support, where we hold your hand through the valley and through the thick and thins of life.
Join Bishop Fred Crunchy Mensah.
I welcome you especially to Lifeline.
Every Tuesday and Thursday at 10 p.m. right here on Channel 1 TV. Let's walk this path together, strengthen our faith, our families, and our lives. Lifeline, because every soul deserves a guiding light. Tune in to Lifeline on Channel 1 TV and let's grow together.
Hello everyone, this is Doctor in the House right here on Channel 1 TV. My name is Chris Carter, and I always like to remind you that this is the show that acts like the consultation before the main consultation. And also, if you have any questions concerning the discussion that we're going to be having, what we do is open the WhatsApp lines for you to be part of this show by sending in your questions, and we will get to answer it right here. And I'm sure you're wondering who's the doctor in the house, but before I give you that information of who the doctor in the house is, we're going to be talking about breast cancer because we're still in October, and October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. In the first week of October, we had a little discussion about it, and today we are going to be having another discussion about it. And in Ghana, actually, breast cancer is one of the leading causes of cancer-related deaths in women. And that's why it's important for us to have this conversation. So the doctor in the house is Dr. Wisdom Effiong from the Bank Hospital. Hi, Doc. It's nice to have you again.
Thank you. Good to see you.
Yeah, and you see, you're all doctor today. Yeah, I can tell you're coming in from the hospital right to the studio, and yeah, but it's nice to have you.
Yeah.
So last time we had some conversations about breast cancer. We didn't quite finish the whole conversation because we could actually go on and on and on when it comes to the issue of breast cancer. And we also know that 1 in 6 women, right? 1 in 6 women can actually have breast cancer, so it's a very important conversation to have. But now, in the world, or let's say in Africa, or in our world, that's Africa, in our society, there are a lot of myths surrounding breast cancer. What are some of these myths, and how can you actually break out these myths into what the real facts are?
Yeah, I think before I go into that, thank you once again for having me. I think that, like you said, there are a lot of myths surrounding breast cancer, and hope that we're able to debunk some of these myths. And, you know, when you mentioned Africa, what came to mind was spirituality. Yeah, because we're very spiritual people, you see. So when people think that they have breast cancer, you know, they want to go all out spiritual, right? I'm a spiritual person, and I'm equally a doctor, so I don't neglect the fact that, you know, there is God, and who can solve all things. But the fact that God said that we should honor our bodies in 1 Corinthians, it means that you could also, you know, Luke was a doctor, you know. So
Luke was a doctor?
Yes, Dr. Luke. Luke in the Bible was a doctor, right? You know, so the Bible is double-edged. What that means is that as we fight things spiritually, we could also seek medical intervention, right? So that balances everything out, right? So one of the myths is that it is spiritual and it would go spiritually. Right, that's one thing that, because it came spiritually, it has to go spiritually. For some people, that works. But what I'm pleading with the people is that don't neglect medical therapy, medical care, right? And I just wanted to send that out for everybody to know that. Another myth is that every lump is a cancer. That is not true. And, you know, that's what forms the stigma. So people do self-breast exam every month and they find a lump, and because they assume it's cancer, they don't want to go seek medical attention. And I think that is wrong, because it could just be a fibroadenoma, because there are so many things to take into consideration. You know, in as much as it is hard to take out a cancer, it is equally hard to get cancer. People don't know that, you know. You know, people say that when you write an exam, it's hard to pass.
Yes.
It's also hard to fail. You know, for you to fail an exam, it means you didn't do nothing in that paper, right?
Yeah.
So not every lump is a cancer.
Right.
So when you find one, someone called me a few days ago that, you know, she's having this lump in her breast. She's had it, you know, about 2 years ago, and then all of a sudden it vanished. But, you know, hearing me talk about breast cancer, she did a self-exam, and then she noticed that she's having this lump again.
It's back again.
And she's scared. She doesn't know what to do, you know. And this is a young adult, no family history. So I was like, you know what, just get an ultrasound, you know, just to be on the clear. You know, if it is fibroadenoma, if you want us to take it out, that will be taken out. Otherwise, you could also let it be there, you know. So another myth is every lump is a breast cancer. That is not true, you know. So I don't know what other myths people have in there, but I know that people also think...
and deodorants.
People that it causes cancer?
Yes.
No?
Tell us about that one, because that one is a very, very serious conversation that is like, it's always up for discussion when it comes to the issue of health. You know, oh, like these antiperspirants, deodorants, you know, you have like nodes here, and when you spray it, it's going to cause you cancer. Please let us know. Does it cause cancer? So we know what we are doing with our lives.
So, like I said, cancer can be sporadic. You know, the last time I mentioned some of the risk factors that we have. We mentioned a family history. We mentioned a mutation in your genes, BRCA1, BRCA2 gene. You know, we mentioned social lifestyle, smoking, alcohol, not exercising. We mentioned all these things, you know. We did not clear-cut point out that this causes cancer. Now, what we know is that there are risk factors, right? Now, when you are exposed to, you know, certain carcinogens, you know, like things that could cause mutation in your gene, you know, i.e. sometimes sunlight. You know, people exposed to sunlight can be predisposed to skin cancer. So you see, so that does not necessarily mean that sunlight equals skin cancer, right? But the fact that maybe you have some genetic, you know, epigenetic modification that would predispose you to, and now you have exposed yourself to it, that could cause cancer. The same way, deodorants would not directly cause cancer, right? Maybe you might experience some symptoms that might cause you to go to the hospital, and then we incidentally find out that you have cancer. That does not mean that it directly causes cancer, right?
So, and the issue of larger breasts and smaller breasts, that's another myth. Listen, you know, some people said, I think people with larger breasts are more susceptible to cancer than smaller breasts. So let us know, is that true?
Do men have large breasts?
Oh, okay.
That's the question I'm asking.
No.
Do men also get breast cancer?
Like the big man have
Not in this studio, at least. I think I've done a scan of this. I don't think. Right. So the fact that people say, or people think that people with larger breasts tend to have cancer as compared to I don't think that is true. You know, because the breast is the breast. The tissue is the tissue. Those who have smaller breasts get pregnant, their breasts enlarge. So it doesn't mean that, you know, you are now. Meanwhile, we mentioned that pregnancy and breastfeeding is a good. It helps you prevent. Do you understand? So that is a myth. People actually also think that wearing tight bras.
Yes, I'm going to talk about the bra. Does the bras actually have anything to do with it?
It wouldn't cause cancer, but it could cause other things like mastitis, you know, breast pain, cause you to have even there are some times that, you know, certain conditions that we might actually prescribe tight bras. You know, there are certain times I would say, okay, for now, use tight bras.
Really? What kind of
you know, so it does not necessarily mean that it would, you know, cause you know, breast cancer. It wouldn't. And some people also think that the fact that I don't have a lump means that I don't have cancer.
Yeah, actually, the last year we had a survivor join us on set.
Okay.
She didn't have a lump. It was not visible.
Yeah. But she had
At some point, the only thing she saw was a tiny pimple, like a tiny sore on the nipple. But there was no lump.
No lump at all,
But
yeah.
after everything, it turned out that she was in stage 4.
Wow. Wow.
After everything, there was nothing was showing.
Wow.
No lump, no nothing.
Wow.
She had to go to the hospital because the sore wasn't healing.
So that's a message. That's a message.
That just means that we need to always go to the hospital. But what are some of the
self-breast exam? Perhaps if she hadn't noticed.
If she hadn't known that, oh look, I don't have a pimple before, now I have a pimple.
Yeah, if she hadn't noticed that, she wouldn't have.
So how important is it for us to know our breast?
The last time I mentioned that every month, that's how important you should know your breast. Every month. Because if you don't know the normal, Chris, how would you know the abnormal? You know, it's just like listening to heart sounds. You know, there are certain things.
So if you don't know the normal, how will you know the abnormal?
The abnormal.
So you have to be friends with your breast.
Exactly.
Basically.
Every month it should be your bestie. You know, for the females, I mentioned that at least 3 to 5 days after your menses. You know, that's where the glands are out and all that. So you are able to feel, when you feel it, you know that these things, the last time I mentioned, these lobules, you know, you're able to feel them, okay, this one was not there before my menses, it was there after my menses. So maybe if you notice that this lump persists, even after my menses, 1 month, 2 months, I'm still feeling this lump that I'm feeling, then that calls for, alarm. And for those who don't also feel a lump, I mentioned that if you have a family history of breast cancer, let's say perhaps you have a parent who died at 40 years. Now what that means that half the age of your parent, that is the time that you should start getting it.
Half the age of your parent?
Yeah, at the time the person dies. So if the person died at 40, it means that when you are 20, you have to start getting screened.
So when you're 20, you should start getting screened?
Getting screened.
Okay, so if you're listening now, I think I want the doctor to actually repeat this part again, especially for people who have a history of cancer in their family. So I think you should say this. It's actually very important.
So what I'm saying is that if you have a parent or a direct relative who perhaps, most of the time we use parent, because the breast cancer gene is what we call, it comes down in every generation.
So it's in every generation, you must find one person.
Exactly, every generation. It's a likelihood, that it would occur. So if perhaps, unfortunately, you lost your parent and the age at which your parent died, let's take, for instance, 40. What that means is that every of your sibling, including yourself, when you are 20, you should get screened. Even if you don't have symptoms, even if you don't have a lump, even if you don't have a sore, even if you don't have nipple changes, at least you should get genetic screening, and let them identify, is this something that is possible? And if you know Angelina Jolie, do you know Angelina Jolie? Yeah, she actually was tested of, the BRCA gene positive, and she had a bilateral total mastectomy, and then she's still there till now.
All right, so let's talk about treatment. What treatment options do we have in Ghana when it comes to breast cancer?
So it depends on the particular stage that we find that this is breast cancer, and I mentioned that we have to find out what exactly, is it a ductal carcinoma, is it a lobar carcinoma? We want to name it, right? Now, when we name it, the next thing we do is to stage it. Is it in the first stage, second stage, third stage, Has it spread? Is there a local spread? Is there a distant spread? So that's what informs treatment. It's not that everybody with cancer gets this particular treatment.
Yeah, mastectomy.
It's
chemo,
patient.
This, that.
It's patient-based, And then we also look at your age as well. Do you still have fertility wishes? Do you not have fertility wishes? Would explain all these things to you. Would you weigh the benefits over the risk? Right, then when we decide that, okay, based on your age, based on your stage,
and fertility wishes,
and we want to decide that, okay, for this we'll do surgery. Now, what type of surgery? There's what we call local excision, if it hasn't spread that much. So they'll just take out, where the lump is, and then a few surrounding tissues, right? That is if the cancer hadn't spread, right? For those who spread through that particular breast, we'll do a total mastectomy, so we'll take out that breast, and even go further to do what we call axillary lymph node dissection. So because when it's spread, the lymph nodes are able to suckle some of these cancer cells.
And it can really...
Yeah, so we go in there and take out, some of these lymph nodes. For some people, it has to be bilateral because both breasts have been affected, And even before that, like I said, depending on the stage, we might want to do what we call chemotherapy, before. Neoadjuvant chemotherapy is a chemotherapy before to help downstage it if you are in a higher stage, to help downstage.
So that's what it does.
Before the surgery. So it helps to shrink it.
Yeah.
Then you do the surgery, take it out. Then you continue with chemo afterwards, right? Adjuvant chemotherapy. And then for some people too, they could prescribe radiotherapy. Which is more targeted to, the particular lesion, and that deals with it. And now when we also know the name of the particular cancer, there are other tests that we do, what we call the ER, we want to test it against other hormones. I mentioned that because you're exposed to so much hormones, these cancer cells feed on these hormones, right? So there are certain times we do what we call, you'd hear breast cancer ER positive, PR positive, HER2 positive or negative and all that. So we want to find out, is it sensitive to these particular hormones? And can we use targeted therapy? There are certain medications that target the binding site of these hormones, right? So instead of the hormones binding, these medications bind and reduce the cancer cells. So that's what we call hormonal therapy. So in essence, or in a nutshell, we have surgery, we have chemotherapy, we have radiotherapy, we have hormonal therapy.
Right.
So these are the modalities of treatment when it comes to management of breast cancer.
And how is the recovery like?
It depends. From individual to an individual, it's just like recovering from a stroke.
Right. Some recover faster.
Exactly. And the last time I mentioned that it could be likened to learning a new language, say Spanish. How long would it take you to learn Spanish? It might take someone else 2 weeks, 2 months. It might take someone else 1 whole year. So it could be likened to learning a new language. So it depends on the patient's response and then the fact that we are targeting the right thing. And we have actually, some people, if you go for, let's say, a breast conservative surgery, let's say you don't want to take out the whole breast, and then you take out just a bit of it, and maybe you don't take out most of the cancer cells in the periphery, it could reoccur. Right? So sometimes we give you the option of taking out everything, but people like to conserve their breast, and so they wouldn't want that.
People have relationships.
But that being said, people could go for breast reconstructive surgeries. That is also possible.
Right.
And then that would.
All right. So we have 2 questions here from our viewers. The first one is it normal to feel pain in the breast?
Is it normal?
Yes.
It's not normal to feel pain anywhere in your body. Nobody likes pain. Now when you come to the hospital, we'll try to grade your pain over 10. It's a pain score. And we want to know how bad is this pain. I always joke around and I say that it's only 2 things that will take men to the hospital. 1, pain. Can you guess the second one?
I don't know.
If they are not able to perform sexually, erectile dysfunction. So unfortunately for some men, let me not generalize that now. So those are the only 2 things for some men. Because if they don't feel pain, they would not.
Right, they will never go actually.
So men don't cry, right? And then if they cannot perform sexually, they will not go. But I think that any pain at all is not good for you. And pain management is a huge thing. And once you feel pain in your breast, please go to the hospital.
Right.
It could range from being just a mastitis, breast in the breast pain, or it could be an abscess, a breast abscess. So they are pus forming and collecting within your breast.
What about the hormonal feelings? Like, let's say when it's time for your period, sometimes the breast gets very sensitive. Would you classify that as pain?
I'm glad you mentioned sensitive, not pain.
So would you, so how would you know that this is sensitivity from hormones?
Great. So if it's from the hormones, most likely it would be bilateral. It will be both left and right. And the feeling will be the same. But when you have one particular feeling in one particular breast, then that's a cause for alarm, because you have 2 breasts, right? So if it's a hormonal thing, it will be all through the body, so it will be both left and right, and you are feeling the same way. And you have noticed that this is because of your menses, which means that after the menses,
is the pain is there?
If it's still there, then you should want to visit the health facility to get some labs done.
Right. Okay, so it's, please, Now this question is complicated. Where the suddenly... Okay, they said the situation where the breast suddenly becomes big in any way, is it linked to breast cancer? Out of nowhere, it just becomes big.
Yes and no. Where do I start from? Yes or no? Choose.
Start from no.
Okay, no, because, like I said, one could have, you know, other inflammatory conditions like a breast abscess, you know, that could cause the breast to be inflamed, you know, reddened, swollen, and all that. Warm. When you touch it, it's warm to touch compared to the other breast. So that could happen and cause one breast, like I mentioned, to be enlarged more than the other. Now, that is the fact that no, it is not breast cancer. Another reason could be that perhaps you have a lump in there, or you have developed peau d'orange, like you said the last time. That would cause your breast to be bigger than the other, you know. And some people, there are other type of cancers as well that causes, you know, large breasts. You know, so you want to get it checked. If your one is become, like I mentioned the last time, almost every woman, your breasts are not the same.
Yes.
You know, at least one is larger than the other, but it will be a little, you know, larger, not grossly larger than the other. So the moment you notice that one is significantly larger, you want to err on the side of caution. Please go to the hospital.
Right.
Let's tell you that this is it.
Right.
And allay your fears.
All right. So there's another question, which is a very important question because I also grew up like seeing the same thing.
Okay.
Now, how normal is an inverted nipple? I grew up with it. I'm a mother now, but I'm always concerned about it. I mostly go for screening, but I'm concerned. Please advise me. Thank you. She was born with an inverted. I've seen people born with inverted nipples. So now, but also inverted nipples can also be symptoms of breast cancer. So how normal is inverted nipples?
Okay, very good question. So the fact that you were born with it, like you said, not everybody is born with their heart.
Because
the left
I
side.
actually really saw it. Like my sister is born with an inverted nipple, but now she has a baby. It's out. It's just there, out like that.
Yeah. So there's a mechanism to which your nipple becomes inverted when it's relating to breast cancer, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So and like I said, not everybody, you know, is. That's why we treat a patient based on you. So if you always go examine every patient thinking that everybody's heart is at the left side, it's wrong because there are people who have their hearts at their right, and that's called dextrocardia.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's
you know,
different.
People have all their intestines turned over to the other side. It's called situs inversus.
And they're normal. And they're normal.
They're normal people.
Wow.
So the fact that your heart is not on the left or your intestines have been turned the other way, situs inversus, doesn't mean you are abnormal, right? So you are just part of those 1%, you know, of people who are that particular way, but you still function normally. So if she was born with an inverted nipple, and so like for instance, want to look at the other things, does she have a family history of cancer, you know, does she have other signs and symptoms that she's experiencing? Now she's an adult and she knows about breast cancer. Has she gotten screened to ensure that, oh, there's nothing wrong with it? Because it's easy to say, oh, there's nothing wrong, but you don't want to do that until you have actually confirmed, right? And like I said, the mechanism to which in breast cancer you get a nipple inversion or tethering or puckering or dimpling is that these tumors within are growing and then they are pulling on the skin. They are pulling on the skin. You see how this is connected to the areola, connected to the nipple, right? So when let's say the lobule is growing, it could be pulling. It could be on
pulling
the nipple.
on the nipple.
Yeah.
So that inverts.
That's inverts.
So it starts going back.
Exactly. So it means that it was not there before and you are now seeing it.
Because of the weight.
Exactly. So the bigger it goes, and for some of them maybe just a small lump, and you might not see it pulling on it until you actually lift your hands, like we mentioned the last time.
Yeah.
And then that causes some tethering and just pulling on it. See. So yeah. So.
All right. We have another question.
Okay. Let's go.
Please, I went for a breast screening and a lump was found, but the mammogram, from the mammogram.
Okay.
But the doctor said it wasn't cancer, that it was benign. I'm still not comfortable about it. What can I do, please? I understand this, but I'm still not comfortable about it.
I mean, of course, if you've done the test
Yes.
and the doctor confirms that it is benign and you are not comfortable, the next best thing you could do to, because, you know, life is bio, psycho, social, spiritual. Now, what that means is that's a module of life. Life is biological. In as much as it's biological, it's psychological. In as much as psychological, it is social. In as much as social, it is spiritual. So if you have this module at the back of your mind, you have to ensure that being a good doctor, you satisfy all these criteria when it comes to treating a patient. So if she does not feel comfortable, she could seek a second opinion. Perhaps do the scan somewhere else and see what someone else thinks. Maybe go far apart, you know, maybe if she did it in Accra, she should go to Kumasi, you know. You could do it 3 times, you know. People do that with HIV testing as well, you know. If you have done it here, you don't feel comfortable, you could do it somewhere else. So that could, you know, allay your fears that, okay, actually it is benign. Now the next question is,
do I want to keep it or remove it?
Do you want to keep it or take it out? And you have that discussion with your doctor. So
All
I think
right,
that
Doc,
you could do that.
our time is up, but before I let you go, any final words concerning breast cancer to our viewers?
Yes, like I said, it's October, and all over Ghana and all over the world, people are taking advantage of this. If you have never done a self-breast exam before, I wish I could teach people how to do a self-breast exam, you know. And
teach us now before you go.
I don't know if it's too. I don't
Okay,
want to rush
next
through
week.
it.
Next week we'll do that.
We'll do that. So don't rush through it. Maybe we'll get someone. You know. So please get screened. Please get screened. If you know a friend, if you are a man, you know your wife, your sister, just ask them to get screened. You know, just like cervical cancer. I'm sure we'll talk about cervical cancer some other time. You know, you want to get screened because you might not have any sign, you might not have any symptom.
There's never a sign.
You know, and for those who are Christians, I want to know that your body is a temple of the living God. So what that means is that you've got to take care of your body, and one way to take care of your body is to get screened.
All right, Doc, I'm supposed to go now, but this is very important. Is it normal for a breastfeeding mother to be experiencing pain from time to time during the breastfeeding period?
From time to time, no, but most of the time, if the breast is engorged with milk and you don't let it out, you would feel pain, definitely.
All right, thank you, Dr. Wisdom Effiong. Where can people reach you?
The Bank Hospital.
The Bank Hospital. All right, we have more questions coming, but yeah, I will get to talk to you about it later or next week we'll read it. But yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Wisdom Effiong from the Bank Hospital. It's been a great conversation about breast cancer. And I think next week we might just continue this conversation because obviously I can see your questions coming in and it's important these questions are all answered. But thank you for sending in those questions and thank you for joining us. My name is Chris Carter and see you next week. Bye.
Welcome, Akwaba, Obake, Wezo. Bienvenue to Entertainment Highlights on Breakfast Daily, proudly brought to you by Ghana Weekend. My name is Didi Davis. Now let's delve into some stories. The widow, Akosua Sewa Fosu, and sister, Ernest Fosu, of the late high-life musician Charles Kojo Fosu, popularly known as Daddy Lumba, in a statement signed and issued by the family secretary, are calling for an independent and transparent investigation into the circumstances surrounding his death, which happened in Ghana on July 26, 2025. According to the family, an eyewitness account indicated that on the night of the incident, Daddy Lumba called a friend to his residence, but the friend was allegedly prevented from seeing him by a woman living with a late musician. The friend reportedly left after waiting for 2 hours, only to receive a call later that Mr. Fosu had died at home. These conflicting narratives, the family said, have raised serious concerns about the true cause of death and whether appropriate medical and investigative procedures were followed. To this end, the widow and sister of the late musician have officially contacted the German embassy in Accra and the German Federal Foreign Office in Berlin for assistance. The family has also appealed to the Ghana Police Criminal Investigations Department to question Miss Priscilla O, and Mr. Philip Kwabna A., also known as Roman Father, to help uncover the truth about the singer's death. However, a third account from Miss Priscilla O., who was reportedly staying with Mr. Fosu, claimed that he had died at home and that he had cleaned and dressed the body before calling a friend to help transport him to the hospital. The family says Miss Priscilla O. has since given inconsistent and contradictory statements about the events. Ghana Weekend will be following keenly to bring you all the updates regarding this matter as it unfolds. Femina me share, Matina wache, Jiji me pe, a day, Now, Ghanaian Afrofusion star Jackie is soaring to new international heights as her latest project earned multiple Grammy considerations. The songbird, known for her silky vocals and emotional delivery, has been recognized across several major categories. Jackie's After Midnight project has received a consideration for the Best Global Music Album, while her single Sankofa earned nods for the Best Global Music Performance and Best Music Video. Jackie is not just representing Ghana, she's showcasing the depth and artistry of modern African music to the world. While these considerations are not yet official nominations, the achievement reflects how far Jackie and Ghanaian music have come in gaining global acknowledgement. In other stories, allow us to introduce to you Afro Lecturer, the architect of Ghana's new sound, who just doesn't make beats but builds worlds. In 2025, his fingerprints are everywhere. 3 albums he's worked on: Jackie's After Midnight, Black Sherif's Iron Boy, and Omar Sterling's VTH2. All hit #1 on Apple Music Ghana. When you ask him about his work, Afro Lecturer often redirects credits to the artist. It's not false modesty. It's a belief that production is not about excavation, amplifying what's already there. Take his collaboration with Jackie, for example. He produced 4 songs on After Midnight, including Rent Free, Unconditional, and I'm Not Taking featuring Heady One. According to him, Jackie is one of his favorite collaborators, he says. She's not just a great writer, she's a great producer too. She knows exactly what she wants to hear, and my job is to elevate those ideas. Omar Sterling isn't just a rapper. He lives what he writes. From his past to his spirituality, he says he's a teacher, and I've learned so much from his journey, even beyond music. Well, we wish him the very best as he continues to make hay whilst the sun shines. And now to the international front. D'Angelo, whose cool tunes and hot music video turned him a legend of neo soul, has died, according to a statement from his family. He was 55. The shining star of our family has dimmed his light for us in this life, his family said in a statement provided to CNN by RCA, his longtime record company. He died on Tuesday after a prolonged and courageous battle with cancer, his family said. We are saddened that he can only leave dear memories with his family, but we are eternally grateful for his legacy of extraordinarily moving music he leaves behind. The statement added, "We ask that you respect our privacy during this difficult time, but invite you all to join us in mourning his passing while also celebrating the gift of song that he has left for the world. Our deepest condolences goes to the bereaved family and fans around the world." And now to our final story. A heated exchange unfolded on social media platform X between Nigerian artist Zinoliski and Ghanaian American singer Moily after a fan page shared a post about an alleged new song featuring the two artists. The post, which hinted at a possible collaboration, quickly drew attention, but Moily's reaction stirred controversy. Responding to the fan post, Moily simply wrote, "Who?" appearing to dismiss or deny knowledge of the rumored feature. Zinoliski then fired back with a bold response, sparking an online back and forth that caught the attention of fans across Ghana and Nigeria. What began as speculation about a new track soon turned into a viral moment, with users debating whether the two artists had personal tension or if exchange was publicity stunt. As of now, neither Zinoleski nor Moily has confirmed or denied the existence of any upcoming collaboration, but their fiery online interaction has certainly fueled conversation across the Afrobeat circles.
Welcome back from that really exciting entertainment news update. Before that as well, Chris sat with a doctor talking about all the very important issues in relation to breast cancer. If you missed any of it, it will be up on our YouTube channel. I'm going to get my breast checked. So yeah,
Very
I think
important.
you should too as well.
And you should also check your genes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they say if you can do the BRCA1, BRCA2 test, basically.
Yeah. So guys, it's very, very important. Let's not take it for granted. On that note, we'll delve straight into the world of sports because there's so much happening at a very fast pace. It's been the most, in my view, exciting international break in a very long time. Why? Because for a lot of countries, they sealed qualification to the biggest sporting event ever. And I'm referring to the World Cup. Absolute facts. You can't negotiate with facts, right? And yeah, Jamie Mintai is here to, throw more light on the issues for us. El Mint.
Oh yeah, Mr. Duncan.
Hi, El.
Hello, Chris.
It's nice to see you.
Oh, same here. Same here.
El Minty.
Mr.
Charlie,
Duncan, Mr.
Tell them.
Oh yeah, you are the nephew of the great Tim Duncan.
Tell them.
The greatest power forward in NBA history. Oh, damn, man.
Charlie, where can remove my suit there for family?
The name is a powerful name.
They are begging me. Let me just calm down for them. El Mint. Charlie, there's a Black Star, so Carlo Masonado.
Yeah. It has generated a lot of heated conversation. I mean, since Sunday, since the Black Stars officially qualified to the 2026 FIFA World Cup, look, the conversation has come up. There was also the bit about Nigeria somehow Nicodemus sneaking into the playoffs.
That's what happened when you're a superpower.
And a lot of people have.
There is a backdoor.
People do everything
to catch them.
People do everything for superpowers.
A lot of people have read so many minutes into it, and they say it's unfair. It's this, is that. Look, CAF issued a statement
in March.
14th March.
So there's no ambiguity.
It was 14th March.
It was 14th March.
Oh, okay.
And look, this month we had the 10th and the 9th qualifiers played, the qualification games played. Last month we had the 8th and the 7th qualification games played.
Yeah.
March was when we had the 5th and the 6th games played.
Yeah.
And before those 5th and 6th games were played, this release
was out there.
So
it was clear.
You had a chance to protest. You could have reported it to CAS.
But they all thought that would qualify.
Yes, about the timing that, you've allowed us to play these qualifiers to this point. Why are you now bringing this information or this update? And you could have challenged this. You could have gone to the Court of Arbitration for Sport.
CAS.
You didn't. CAS, you didn't. You accepted the terms and the conditions. And now it's come back to bite you and you are complaining.
Who is the biggest affected of this rule?
Burkina Faso, obviously. Burkina Faso.
They had 6 points back of them.
And they celebrated. They were celebrating in their dressing room,
thinking that they were going to the World Cup,
thinking that they are qualified to the playoffs. Only to be informed that
football can be so mean sometimes.
So it was Burkina Faso, then a bit of Niger.
I think
Madagascar too, the same. So those three countries are the most affected.
So how did Nigeria know that they needed just one goal in their game against Benin?
No,
they have scored 4.
They have scored 3. Yes, and they needed
and the word went out in the stadium that they needed one more. Yeah.
Because of the goal
with
difference.
South Africa?
No, not with South Africa. With the other groups, the second-ranked teams in the other groups. Because at that point, South Africa was leading, and they ended up closing out the business by topping the group, and so they were out of the picture at the time that they were playing. Because South Africa was leading 3-0 at a point in time when Nigeria needed that extra goal, and so they were
congratulations
to the second
Nigeria.
Teams.
It's a long tax still ahead.
Yeah. They have to play a mini tournament, win that, then go to the the Intercontinental mini tournament before
we decide.
And win that before they qualify to the World Cup.
Chris looks like she's lost up already.
Anyways,
no, but you know the funny thing, if it's not dramatic, it's not Nigeria.
Yes.
It's got to be.
Yes, it's got to.
Drama
To an
follows
extent.
them.
Yeah, to an extent. Of drama, there's drama brewing in the Black Stars.
Tell me about it.
Camp, because after Ghana qualified to the World Cup, now there's a huge talk of potentially adding guys who are of Ghanaian descent but were born in England, born in the Netherlands.
I mean, dual nationality.
Dual nationalities, dual national players. And talk of the pickers, Callum Hudson-Odoi and Eddie Nketiah. And for me, simple. My stance is, look.
Is it a personal stance, a football stance, or an emotive stance?
Oh no, I'll always take emotive out of it, because at the end of the day, I have a job to do. You have to be objective. And the objective analysis or assessment is simple. Are they an upgrade on what we have?
Yes or no?
Yes or no. Eddie Nketiah, absolutely no.
Oh, but he's
Callum Hudson-Odoi.
Is Eddie Nketiah not better than Jordan Ayew present form?
No. He's not better than Antoine Semenyo. He's not better than...
But Semenyo is not deployed as a number 9.
Yes, but he can play as a number 9.
But you've not seen him play for it like that, you know.
In bits and
Semenyo has what, 1 goal in 15 Black Star appearances.
He's not the most prolific.
That is atrocious.
But you use...
Considering his club form.
Yes, exactly.
Atrocious is a very harsh word to use.
Yeah,
it's atrocious. I mean,
but you play 15 games and score 1 goal. That is
it's
questionable.
Yes.
And I don't even lay blame at him directly, but the tactical bench, you know, because
if you can't get the best out of him, then you're not doing something right. And so for Nketiah, for me, no. Hudson-Odoi, he has a chance. The wing position, yes, he has a chance in the sense that he could get in ahead of, let's say, let me see, Christopher Bambusu. That kind of player, he can get in ahead of Christopher Bambusu.
Yeah.
If he goes on a decent run with Nottingham Forest.
Are you sure Christopher makes the Black Stars team to the World Cup?
At this point,
all things being equal.
Being equal.
No injuries, no setbacks.
Injuries, no setbacks. I don't think he makes it.
Exactly.
Anyway,
so
that's why. But he's part of the team that qualified. That's why I'm saying.
But he was called in the last 3 games.
Yes,
sort of.
But he's part of it, and so that's
when
what
everybody's fit, I struggle to see how Christopher, for example, makes the cut.
When everybody is fit, yes, exactly. I don't even see him in the Black Stars setup, because I believe in his position there are other players who are better than him. For instance, Ibrahim Sadiq. Who plays for AZ Alkmaar.
So we don't need Eddie Nketiah.
Eddie Nketiah, yeah, I don't think we need him.
So what are striking options? Semenyo,
Jordan. There's Brandon Thomas Asante, who's in good form.
But he's not a striker.
Brandon Thomas Asante is a striker. He can play along the forward line.
This is
the guy we absolutely need. He hasn't turned down the opportunity. He said he will have to think about it when he was approached. He's the starting goalkeeper for AZ Alkmaar in the Dutch Eredivisie. His name is Rome Jaden Owusu-Odro.
See, you brush aside Nketiah to say we don't need him because he turned us down in the past.
No, it's not because he turned us down.
Because we don't need a service.
We don't need a service. He does not upgrade the position. That's the thing. He does not upgrade the position. Hudson-Odoi has a potential to make the Black Stars, because if he's on form, he's an upgrade on someone like Kamaldeen Sulemana, who is profligate.
Is that upgrade on?
And Christopher Bambusu.
Is that upgrade on Issahaku?
Hudson-Odoi?
Yeah.
When he's in form?
Yeah.
Yes. He's an upgrade on Issahaku. Sure? Yes, he's an upgrade on Issahaku. But Issahaku, because of his political background, football political background, there's no way he's missing out on the World Cup.
Yeah.
He played for Dreams FC. That's Keto Kreku's team.
No, but he's
also
on form.
Okay, wait, guys.
Don't do the political. He's a on-form player. And on the basis he will go to the World Cup if he's fit.
Exactly.
I don't think he's a better player than Issahaku.
I have one question.
Yes, what's the question?
So is it that they cannot find players that from the local leagues to be part of it? Must them always look outside?
The local league, like, take me.
No,
the local league, like, they put me in the team.
They have one or two
Ghana
players who
local
are
league.
good. They have one or two players who are good, and I believe that they should make the squad.
But the players are also Ghanaians.
But honestly, I think this guy is the one that we should be campaigning
What's
for.
the stats? Do you know?
Well, yeah, 7 appearances this season for AZ Alkmaar, and he started in the Europa League for AZ Alkmaar. And if you are starting in the Europa League for AZ Alkmaar, and you are a starting goalkeeper in the Dutch division.
You are better than Benjamin Asare.
Yes, I see you as a better prospect than Benjamin Asare.
All right.
And look, if you have Benjamin Asare, Jaden Owusu-Odro, and let's say Atizigi, I think that's an upgrade on our goalkeeping position.
All right.
It's all about upgrade.
So wait. The cock has crowed. Like we just saw the cock on the. That means we need to go. It's time for us to go.
10 seconds. Yeah. They say some keepers they are soon frego. Do you know that for the?
No, we haven't tested him yet, and so we have to bring him and test him. Yes.
Yeah. Next time we're not bringing you here.
No, you have to come
but thank you for being part of the show. We really enjoyed it.
it.
Now it's time for us to go. I want to say a very big thank you to each and every one of you for joining us. My name is Chris Carter.
My name is Judy Duncan. Bye bye.